We should be live.
Sweet. Oh,
Here we go. Hold on.
oh boy.
Whoa, we
There
got
it is.
J-Dub. J-Dub already with the message there.
Oh,
Welcome.
hey, what's up, J-Dub?
Welcome, J-Dub. No, we did not. What he's saying, lads, did you see Sanders' message regarding staking? Did you see anything regarding staking?
I did not. Where do you do this? Where do you
Well,
post
that
it?
means that we missed the message about staking, so we made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's how that works. That's how that boils down.
Oh, it looks like they just posted an update from the team. Hi, Dash. There's a lot of stuff happening in the background of the project, and we are close to announcing more of it soon, like NFT integration in the leaderboards that are almost ready to go. One update we wanted to share with you right now is that we will suspend the 60-day pools as of tomorrow in preparation for a transition to a new staking system. You can continue earning rewards on any Doge Dash you currently have staked in all pools. The 15 and 30-day pools will remain open for new entries now, but will eventually be suspended as we get closer to the transition.
Wow. So does that mean staking is closing?
Yes.
Wow. You had your chance, people. You
You
had your
still have your
chance.
chance.
You wait. When does it close?
Tomorrow.
Wait. So you can stake until tomorrow, or you can begin staking until tomorrow.
I don't know.
Because I haven't staked this whole time. So if
You
I'm
are
gonna
the
learn how to
problem.
stake, now is the time to do it. And if you're gonna learn how to jump over that mole, I mean, my
I was
goodness.
grabbing my controller. I mean, honestly, I can show you my staking, and I got like probably 30,000 tokens from it.
Oh,
And
that's
I thought, nice,
how long have you staked for?
couple months.
Well, I guess
But
the
I'm on
well,
the 15 day.
well,
I
I
should
guess
have
the
been on the
question
60
is,
day.
I guess the question for me then is when or how much did you stake? If you
Not
don't
a
mind
lot.
sharing.
Not enough. I mean, we could go through the process of me taking it out if you want and see what it looks like.
Well,
Oh
I
wait, no,
just
I think I took it out already. Never
oh
mind.
you did.
I think I took it out. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the agenda today. We had an awesome Twitter space. Thanks
Yeah, we did.
Yoshi, who's here now. Yoshi's
What's up,
here.
Yoshi?
Yoshi was hosting a Twitter space earlier, um, and a lot of good discussions there, and we talked about a lot. The agenda, what we would like to cover here. Some people had some questions about like what is the new system going to look like, and I was asked by Trainer, could you shill me the new like setup? And I kind of indicated it was kind of hard to shill a process or a system that hasn't been dropped yet or hasn't been released yet. And while we can develop different ideas based on assumptions of sustainability, what we think that could be, we don't know just yet. So, gonna hold off
True.
on shilling it until we know what it is we're shilling because it's actually funny. Both Bomb and I, our jobs are in sales, and one thing we know about sales is you got to understand what you're selling before you try to sell it. Otherwise, you have
Know
no
your product.
credibility. Yep, know your
Yep.
product. So let's just address chat really quickly. Never camping. Let's go. I'm here. Never left. Yeah, buddy. J Man from one space to another. J Man slash Yoshi. Here come the puns. Oh, you better believe it. J Dub saying, and 30 for a new model. Mike's in the house. What's up, fellas? Awesome stuff. So, the agenda for today, what we want to cover today, really quickly, the leaderboard structure. That's A, what that could potentially look like and what that could mean in terms of earning potential, as well as, what you kind of have to look forward to there, in addition to a few other things. We'll talk more about that later. Another thing, NFT sharing, really from our perspective, whether or not that's even worthwhile versus a renting policy. We'll explain that a little bit further. And then finally, bridging the gap for NFT holders, in possible ways to do that. So, oh, and JDub saying, please discuss the change to staking. We should probably do the change to staking,
Yeah,
or
we
at least,
should.
yeah, while you have a chance to get into the staking. So who was that
What's
that
up,
dropped
Daniel?
that?
It was I think Sander, right? Yeah, Sanders did.
Okay, coolness. And then
Socks, Mike. What's up, dude?
we should probably. Did you get a pair of socks, by the way?
No, 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 no. I didn't. That's what I do though. Is not I don't do socks. It's I do branding and promotional items. So that's why I was like I'm all about it. Um but yeah, the whole staking thing, that's a great question. I think the biggest thing is I think that's another way that Doge Dash is technically losing tokens, right, for people that are staking, but also it makes it so that people don't sell. So it's like good and bad, but I think they might have too many people staking or it's too low right now to where they're like, let's just kind of cut it. No need to have it. But that's my lack of knowledge on staking, to be honest. So I'm not too sure about it. I took all mine out of staking right now, but I should probably put it back in, to be honest.
Wait, you took it out of staking just now?
No, like a week ago, because it was
Oh,
15 days, and I should really just turn it into the 30-day at least right now if 60 days is going to be gone and done for. I don't know if it's like hey, last call, everybody put in 60 days if you're going to do it. Maybe I should do that.
I mean that's what it sounded like from what you were saying, right?
Yeah,
Oh, J-Dub's saying it could be going to 3, 6, and 12 months instead? Question mark. So could be a longer staking period, right? Rather than, I mean,
that's a good,
15
yeah,
days. I mean, 15, 30, and 60 days. That's pretty short
very
period of
small.
time. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
100%. So we'll see what happens there. Um, oh,
Did
whoa.
you guys, I'm actually curious because I was in and out of the Twitter space. Did you guys touch on NFT sharing at all? Did you guys discuss that?
Briefly, and then that's where I said I kind of brought up the whole thing that we had in conversations earlier today about
Right,
what is the point? Like
right,
you're creating a solution for a problem that no longer exists, kind of.
right, right, right.
So we can talk about that more. 15 and 30 is going too, JW is saying. So it looks like it's going to be
Yes.
all staking periods then.
They probably, I mean, they said that from the beginning that they're going to be getting rid of it. And I don't blame them. It's kind of losing them money, in my opinion. So,
Yeah,
I'm, I don't really mind it. It's kept people holding more, but people are going to be holding anyways, in my opinion. So I don't necessarily think it's necessary.
you don't
So
necessarily think it's necessary.
that's exactly what I said. I wasn't going to address that. I was going to let it try to go by, but then you had to bring it up. Thanks, Finn.
I, I wouldn't necessarily do that
And let's just
necessarily.
talk about who lost the last duel, okay?
That's true. I don't necessarily want to talk about that
Oh my goodness.
though. Not necessarily speaking. All right.
Oh
So,
shoot.
oh my goodness, man, you're about to win on Elite. Look at you go.
Oh yeah.
Um, man, it was doing so well until we hopped on stream, and now it's a little laggy.
It's
Uh,
the worst.
but maybe why don't we do this? Why don't we go through? Do you have a screenshot of the FAQ for the
The
leaderboard system?
FAQ.
I think
I can pull it up real
I
quick.
sent it to you. Is that a separate screen that you have that you can pull from? Are you
Um,
lagging serious right there?
no,
No.
I'm pausing it and then I'm going to the other thing.
Okay. Yeah, because if you have the FAQ, maybe we could put the FAQ and show that up there. Solid, solid run there, bomb.
Thank
Um,
you.
maybe we could just show the FAQ and like, hey, this is why we built the model that we built the way that we built it. And
Trying to
then
find it real quick.
if it's correct, great. Like if it's close to what it could be and be sustainable, awesome. But it gives you guys a good perspective of based on the amount of gamers, based on the cost per dash, based on the current price, based on how many people could win the rewards, what could the potential prize poolings look like through a
You want
24-hour period?
do you want the game reward system FAQ or the accounts? I think it's the game system,
The
game
game,
reward
yeah,
system.
the change to the game system, and I'm gonna have to pause on top of this cloud here. Oh, I missed the pause, and of
Don't
course
know
I
if this
died
is
where
gonna
the
work.
lag. Oh no. So yeah, let's pull that up, and then whoops, did I accidentally click hard? I did. I haven't played hard in a while. But now I feel weird just losing this dash.
I have to try. Oh, it's pinned in Telegram. Nope, that's the account system.
I think I might have
Hold
sent.
up.
Did I send it to you on
You
Discord?
didn't.
I didn't. I am
No.
sorry.
I'll try to take a picture of it here, and then we can do it. Let me do a snippet real quick.
You snip it. Did you find
Yeah.
it? You found it though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good find.
Just gonna
Well
have to
done,
share it
Bomb.
a certain way. Here, let me do this. Bingo bango. And then go to this might mess this up a little bit.
Don't mess it up a little bit.
It's gonna have to if you want me to share it, Finn.
No,
it's gonna have to.
I guess we got to do what we got to do. You know.
All right, here
Oh
we
my
go.
goodness, that lag was so real.
It's gonna mess this up a little. All right.
J-Dub's saying no hoodie over the head today, Finn. Oh, that's why I'm playing so poorly. I'm not the hooded hodler without the hood. I'm weak. Okay, whoa, that's good. I like the snipping tool.
Thank you. All right, so this is what we got, and then we'll dive into our strategy here with what we talked about. But FAQ: when will the player versus player mode be introduced? We're on track to deliver mid-March. That is right around the corner. Within a week, it'll be mid-March technically. What happens to the game in the meantime? Current play model is still active until the new player versus player mode is enabled. Everyone kind of knows that. What happens to my current collected coins? They'll be available to withdraw as usual. Nothing different. How is the leaderboard calculated? The leaderboard is based on total coins collected during successful runs through the game over a predefined 24-hour period.
Yes. 24 hours currently, which is a pretty long period of time.
Yeah, it is.
That's a long time to be playing anything.
Successful runs. Think about that too. Total coins. Good things to underline. Having fun here. Is this zoomed in enough? Do I need to make this bigger, folks?
Well, hold on. I think something important to clarify there is your ranking, right? It says the leaderboard is based on total coins collected. So it doesn't say you're getting the coins collected. It's saying the leaderboard positioning 1 through 100 is based on. Does it even say there that it's going to be 1 through 100? Or does it?
So how will rewards be distributed? Great question, Finn.
Thank you.
Rewards will be distributed on a sliding scale amongst the top 100 players on a daily basis.
Awesome. Okay.
The top 100 players, key thing to keep note of there.
Yep. Look at you nice job, English teacher here. You're like underlying the past participle of the sentence there.
Look at that line right there.
So good.
Will there be a separate leaderboard for NFTs? No. That's another thing we need to keep in mind. There will be a single leaderboard allowing players without NFTs to compete openly. Yeah.
Copy that.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. When will the tournament go live? Once the player versus player mode is active and any initial bugs are ironed out, the first round of tournaments will be... Oh, this is tournament versus leaderboard. Keep that in mind. That's different. That is different.
Good. Way to underline that, dude.
Well, I need an NFT to compete in tournaments. There will be tournaments for everyone, including both NFT and non-NFT holders. Keep that in mind, too.
So there will be tournaments for everyone. So wait, hold on. There are two concepts there, right? There's not a separate leaderboard, but there will be tournaments that are separated.
Yes, correct.
Right?
That is true.
There's look at these distinctions.
We're breaking this down right now.
Oh, J-Dub is saying, so total coins collected by all over a 24-hour period is distributed on a sliding scale to top 100. Correct. Super keen to see the percentage breakdown.
No, it's not correct, though.
What?
It's not.
No. Oh, yeah. So you're right. So total coins collected by all over a 24-hour period are not distributed. The coins that you get are basically now points which determine your ranking. So think of it this way. If I got, look at you, Bomb. So if I had 10,000 coins, those are now points. And those points on the leaderboard are going to determine where I rank based on the rewards, which we're going to introduce based on a sustainable solution. What that looks like, it needs to come from the player, so it can't dip into a reward wallet the uh, from Doge Dash. So we'll look at one thing that we had. So yeah, Daniel's highlighting it right there. It's total coins spent, i.e. dashes, or the cost per dash. Look at you go, dude. Dashes equal rewards. Reward pool. Look at, man. Did you
Okay,
ignore your
that's.
calling? Did you?
I think so. I could have been a teacher. I'm
Hey,
still working on it.
there's still time. There's still time, dude. All right. So then what is the
You
prize pool
got
total?
great question.
This is like when the teacher's like, that is next chapter. That's next chapter. You're getting ahead. I like where you're going. Oh my goodness. How exciting is this? I love it. So, pool total. What is all dashes? Yes, correct. So, there are a couple of things that get factored into what the total pool is, right? How many dashes are done? How many people are dashing? Where the price is at. I mean, that doesn't factor token amount, but that does factor into the amount that you get over a 24-hour period, right? So, yes, Mike, it depends on how many dashes are bought or used, is what our model is built on, which I would assume in order to maintain a semblance of sustainability, theirs would have to be as well. In order to have something that could be used game wide, it would be cost per entry,
Right.
and that cost per entry gets dispersed among
I think it's gonna be used though. To be honest, I don't think it would be purchased.
dashes. Well, the purchased ones are the ones that are going instantly into the wallet, right?
Yeah, but they'll probably have to do it by how many dashes.
But why? Once we purchase them, that's the transaction, and then that goes in. I think it'll be total purchased over a 24-hour period.
Okay, well, let's say you purchase 999. Everybody purchases 999 for the start of the month.
That's a lot of dashes to Have you ever purchased 999 dashes?
I thought about it. I
Well,
thought about
try
it.
paying.
So,
Go to Subway and try paying with a thought. See how far that gets you.
all right, let's use purchase then. Let's do purchased for
I think
this.
purchased, right? Because that's the money hitting the wallet.
Let's just do purchase. Whatever. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
So Mike's saying I think used, not purchased, and Daniel's saying I think it will be purchased. So look at this, we gotta yeah. So Mike's saying
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
bought 300 at a time. Yeah, but that's the thing is the game doesn't necessarily care when you use a dash. It cares when you purchase a dash, right? There's a transaction that is now going to happen that never happened before, because before, the when you use it matters, because if you win coins then it would get sent to your wallet. Now that doesn't matter. What matters is when you purchase it, that goes into a prize pool. You collecting coins. What are you drawing?
Nothing.
You collecting coins doesn't do anything. It just gives you points. It doesn't give you monetary value like it did before. The only thing that has monetary value now is going to be the tokens purchased, right? Not
Right.
tokens used. And then what? Oh, NFTs. There's a question mark there.
Well, I mean, they say it equals point booster. I guess we should go with the hypothetical. Yeah, let's just go with the hypothetical of what they said. Whatever. Let's just do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So sounds good. Yeah. NFTs will complicate it a little bit further for this, which we can get into if you guys would like to. So let's just do comments here. Mike says, if someone or many buys 400, Yoshi's just laughing at us. Mike saying, I have bought 300 at a time. Daniel says, Finn spot on. J-Dub saying, Yoshi, do you have data on current daily dashes purchased? Mike saying, but I could play for a week with that many. It's true. So you could play for a week with that many, but if you purchase them on Monday, Monday's prize pool would factor in your dashes.
Right.
Tuesday through Friday would not. and so the
Which they could
prizes,
monitor it, to
they
be
can
honest.
monitor it and the prizes will adjust accordingly. And if they ever need to inject rewards, they can. But the whole goal of this is that it would be a dynamic, fluctuating reward system based on how much people are purchasing, which encourages
Right.
all of us to get new adopters in because the more people playing, the higher the prize pool. So anyway,
Right.
that's the FAQ. Take a mental screenshot of that really quick. Look at all those
Boom.
beautiful underlines, boxes, circles, and double underline there. Wow.
There's a
This
lot of
is
stuff
like
done. This is
language
notes.
arts
Somebody,
right
everybody,
here.
get your note. If your paper and pen are not writing right now, y'all are getting sent to the principal's office because this is, I don't know. That's why I couldn't become a teacher. All right. So now I think we should move over to the spreadsheet thing.
Okay,
I
the
think so.
document. Yeah, so let me just beat this land real fast because I forgot I was on
All right,
hard,
you go
not
ahead and do
elite.
that. I'm gonna minimize this.
Ugh. Here we are.
Bomb's
Yes.
second NFT. Yeah, holding another NFT becomes if you hold okay with the current system. One, why would you ever give your NFT to anybody else? You want to create a monopoly with NFTs. And two, you're going to be competing with other people that hold NFTs. So NFT sharing is kind of out the window. I don't understand a lot of
Which
that, to
we'll
be
get
honest.
into that, what the recommendation is rather than NFT sharing, what the new recommendation is. Did you see J
Yeah.
Dub's comment?
Yeah, I just read J-Dub's comment,
I know,
dude.
I just saw that too out
So
of the corner of my eye.
good.
So good.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Um,
I could have been an artist. I can agree with that, Mike. I mean, my drawings, I wonder if I still have them. Doge Dash. I have the drawings somewhere. I'm telling you, those were quality drawings. Those are the OGs.
were they really?
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so good.
Oh my goodness, that's different than Elite. Okay, back to Elite it is. All right.
Oh, you're not playing Elite?
Well, no, I misclicked and then I felt weird not
Oh, okay.
using a dash. I didn't want to just
All
run
right.
into something.
Here we are.
All right, here we
At
go.
the store.
So on the far left,
Let me I think we're gonna have to zoom in on this stuff, to be honest.
we might. Can you guys see it? Let us know if you can see it. We can zoom
Um,
in, change it
why can't
accordingly.
I zoom in? Is there? Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it.
Let us know if we need to have the zoomies over there.
Oh, here's a percentage. There we go. That should make it more visible.
Oh, okay, that looks pretty good. Let us know if
Maybe
you
I go
guys can see
150.
that there.
150 makes more sense. All right, here we
Oh,
go.
they're saying zoom in, so let's make sure that the comments catch up, and that's good.
I think this will be good. If not, we can zoom in
All
some
right,
more
let
too.
us know. Is that good?
Why
No,
not
I
make it
don't think. Yeah, I
200?
think that's too much. That's too much.
Too much? Oh my.
I think that's
Okay.
too much. Try 150. 150.
We'll try 150.
150.
Crystal clear, sir.
Yeah, so
Perfect.
is this 150?
Yeah.
Glorious. All right, so here we
All
go.
right.
Do you want to kick us off?
Hey, I got the first one. This is the current price, everybody. This is where we're at these days. All right, take it away, Finn.
Beautiful. All right.
That's how you do that. That's how
So
you start off a presentation right there.
that was
All right,
brilliant.
go ahead, Finn.
All right, so here's what we got. So the current price is obviously based on the current price, as Bomb said. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
The spreadsheet is fairly dynamic, so it's got different formulas that are pulling from different cells, as you were, and it's making certain assumptions here, right? It's making assumptions. So change that players. Let's go 10,000 players. Can we do that?
Let's do that right now. I'm doing it right now for you.
Why are you? What is with the highlighting? What are you?
Because these are the cells that you can manipulate to change everything else.
Oh, cool.
I'm
I think
just
I think
making.
all of them are like total tokens and
No,
dollars.
no, 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 no. Like these over here, this is a formula. That's why I was saying these are formulas. So these are what like you can change to get your outcome
Oh,
for
look at
these
you.
things.
Oh, how that was good.
Thank you.
Man, how did
All
you
right.
even know that?
Because I
You
well,
messed up my formula before.
I messed up the formula before, but now I'm like, because they clearly weren't highlighted, Finn.
Oh,
If you would
that's
have highlighted them,
I
then it would
should
have been
have.
easier to understand it.
You would have been like,
It's
"What's this
whatever.
blue one? I want to move this."
See, I know. See, you want to play with the colors, so you can play with the colors. These are a no touchy zone right here. Don't touch that. But
No touch.
this is all you can play this as much as you want.
Okay,
All right.
let's wade in that blue pool that we have right there. All right, so let's assume that there are 10,000 people playing, and that let's expand the dashes per hour. Can we make that
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Here we
larger?
go, right there.
Okay, yeah. So the dashes per 24-hour period. This is assuming only. Let's change that. Dashes purchased in
Mmm.
24-hour period. Yeah, there we go. So we're probably going to need to make that wider now. All
Money.
right. So we're just assuming all 10,000 players. Okay, this is all of them, which is probably wouldn't happen. It'd probably be like, if we're talking purchased, it would probably be like a number of that. So let's go with 2,500. Let's say 2,500 of those players purchased Dash, or let's say 5,000. Let's go
Say
5,000.
5,000. Let's do
That's a
5,000.
little bit more round. Purchase 100 over a 24-hour period. And the cost per dash, this is assuming, again, a lot of assumptions here, so don't take any of this, as set in stone,
True, true,
or
true.
even the model that they're going to use or anything like it. But let's say that the cost per dash remained the same. So it was 100 tokens per dash. This would yield, over a 24-hour time period, 50 million total tokens, which is a pretty significant amount. I mean,
Hey.
in terms of total dollars with the current price, which, as we all know, is super low, that's $10,000 right there,
Facts.
which is pretty cool. And now, if only 100 people are getting this, right, you're getting $10,000 dispersed amongst 100 people, which I just plugged in some arbitrary numbers there. I don't know that first place will get a full 10%, because, as you can
Facts.
see, based on what is outlined here, the top 10 occupy 55% of 100%. So the remaining 45% needs to get dispersed amongst, spots 11 through 100. So I would
Right.
imagine they're going to be slightly more condensed. Say first might be at 6 or 7%, and then the drops aren't that dramatic. But this is just an assumption, so you can see kind of what the dollars would look like, what the overall tokens would be. JDub saying, wouldn't be that many a day, can't be, it will bleed that way and create more issues. So if it was, so are you saying it can't be that many tokens? It can't be that many purchases? It can't be that many players? Like, let's say it was a
Okay, I
thousand.
think to clear this up, this wouldn't bleed anything.
Oh, so is he saying that it would bleed the Doge Dash, like, company? Because this is all if tokens are exchanged amongst the players, right? Now, the one thing
Right.
that we're not factoring in here is Doge Dash should take a portion of it. They should.
Facts.
They should take a
Facts.
portion of it so that they can make some money from it, say like 5% or whatever. They should take a portion of it. Now, again, JDub, this is only recycling the tokens amongst the existing holders. That's all
To
that's
make it
happening
quote
here.
unquote self-sustainable.
Right. It's a self-sustainable model. It's not
Right.
you're dipping into the Doge Dash. Doge Dash is paying you. All of this is self-financed by the players. So what
Right.
that means is that you can adjust these numbers however you'd like, and you can even change the percentages on the right-hand side to see what the potential rewards would be. But I
Right.
think this is fairly. Could you go back really quick? I think
Yeah.
this is fairly straightforward, because another thing you have to look forward to is on the far left side of the screen, the current price. Let's say
Let's
that
let
current price
let's oh
goes
yeah.
somewhere exciting. Let's say it goes to, okay, that's
Where it
like,
was before.
was it
All time.
really?
Dude, it was. Isn't that nuts? It was point
Okay,
zero zero four before.
let's do 0.001. So that would be a 5x
Okay.
from where it's at right now, right? So let's say at 5x is,
Yeah.
boom, look at that rewards pool. Pretty crazy. And again, all of this is self-sustainable. So Oh, J-Man saying it was 0.0034 and never camping. Yep, nothing coming from
I
reward wallet.
mean,
So yeah, this would be self-sustainable. And the other cool thing
right.
that Bomb and I were talking about is based on the current price. I mean, essentially, if Doge Dash wants to take something out to bridge the gap to finance
Right.
NFT holder rewards or something like that for people that hold a 2x, 3x, 5x or greater, they could even take from the total tokens here, right?
Let's say
Because,
they cut it in half.
yeah,
And you look at it this way, okay, it's understandable. Again, it, it does like the price is just low right now, and the reason the price is low, in my opinion, is everybody's selling once they make money. So this way, there's no effect on the price necessarily this way
right.
because everybody's paying for it and then they're getting it back, paying for it, then getting it back. So in other words, let's say we have 5,000 players, right? And again, let's use this where they're splitting it in half. So in other words, this means that they're splitting this in half. We'll go up to point 0.1 again. So let's say it's 25,000. So they're making another 25,000, but with this they're then able to pay out NFT holders, which I think is the huge thing because that's the
Outside of the tournament or leaderboard. They can,
right,
so you can say, hey, if there's only like 200 people that hold a 2x or better, I think, right? It's like 144 hold a
right,
2x, something like that. So it's like 200 players that hold a 2x or better. You could
right,
get them to continue playing outside of the game and earning rewards that are still self-financed by
right.
this method or by this model. And you really incentivize NFT ownership that way as well. So there's a lot of things that you can potentially do here. I think, again,
It's a great idea. I think it is.
yeah,
I do. I think the only problem is that when people say, "Hey, like this is a great idea for NFT people because then you get double the points, triple the points, even 5x the points." And the
quintuple.
I was gonna say that, but I was still not 100% on it, and so I didn't say it.
I'll put that in the chat right there
Thank you.
really quickly. There you go.
But
That's for you, Bomb.
hey, I played against quintuplets in hockey. It was crazy. It
Did
was
you really?
really weird. I have. It was insane. I was like, you got the whole family right out there. There was one goalie, two defenders, and two offensive players, and I was like, okay,
At
they're all
that point,
working
I
at the
would
same mindset.
necessarily not necessarily be in that
All right.
necessarily.
But here's the problem with NFT holders. This ruins it for anybody who doesn't have an NFT. And the reason that is that there's no way you're going to be able to make these top numbers. And again, this is with the price being much higher than it is right now. Let me put it back to where it is or
But
was.
what are your thoughts, really quick, on do you, because I see a lot of people that are holding ultra rares, but they're not part of that top 10. Like I wouldn't say they're top 10 players either.
Right. I understand that, but I think uh I think this would ruin it for getting because you're gonna want the prize pool to increase. And if you're gonna want the prize pool to increase, you're gonna need consistently new players.
Right.
Because as soon as people find out, well, crap, I'm not winning anything. I'm done playing. Your players are going to tank tremendously. And once your players tank tremendously, you're now at 1,000 and you're playing for $2,000 in a prize pool. That's saying you have 1,000 players, which I highly doubt you will because there's 200 NFTs. I really think this number is going to go even lower because people are going to see, okay, so I can play the whole day and make 12 bucks. Yeah, not going to happen. There's no way.
Yes.
And you're
Wait,
going to have
wait,
people with
go
an NFT making
scroll
more.
left for a sec. This is also assuming the price remains the same, though.
Okay, let's move it up to let's move it up to let's get rid of a 0 and put a 3 back.
Yeah. So there you go. I mean, it makes more sense. I get what you're saying though, and that's my concern
Right.
too. My concern is if the lower, the lower on the leaderboard or even not on the leaderboard players think, hey, I can't win, there's no chance, they're not going to participate, right? And that's concerning for people that would be on the leaderboard or higher up the leaderboard. Now we'll see as there are more holders, I imagine there will be more players and there will likely be more competition there. So we'll see what that really looks like or what that really means. But I do think starting out, if they can maintain the same player base or close to it, even if they maintain, you know, 70% of the player base, it will be decent rewards at least for a period of time before people get discouraged, I guess.
Yeah,
um,
I'm just addressing Daniel's discussion here. So,
okay.
Daniel, your point on 50 mil per day, 20 days, 1 billion, 200 days, 10 billion, 2000, stuff like that. The problem is that they are going to monitor this. So, if the price does get to here, their dashes purchased or their tokens cost will probably drop down, as well as their prize one will also be down. So, for example, you have tokens that cost 25 to play, and that tremendously changes it to where you're not going to be making that much money again. So if they cut it in half, bingo, there's still some money to be made, but again, that's they'll just keep cutting it in half so that the tokens don't
Yeah.
uh,
And
run out.
and again, I think their 5-year plan. Look, I love Doge Dash. I love the game. I love the setup. But yeah, I agree with Bomb. I think you can reduce that to where it's 50 tokens, it's 25 tokens, it's 10, it's 5, it's 1, it's a fraction of a token. It yeah, I think
Right.
that's a possibility, as well as I think where they're going even shorter than 5 years, next 3 years, next 2 years is really beyond
Oh,
the games. What are you
yeah, but
saying?
no, Daniel's talking about the reward wallet. Yeah, exactly. No, we're not playing with the reward wallet. That's actually not even in this. I don't think, is that what you
Is
mean? Were you explaining their reward wallet? Because this doesn't touch their reward wallet. This would be touching their
No, I
quote
think
unquote
I think that he's talking about
community wallet.
circulating the total supply of
Mm,
Doge Dash tokens being purchased in dashes. But I think that
mm,
if they were to quarter, if they were to uh, seriously reduce the cost per dash, which they've already changed, right? They've changed the amount of rewards that you can already pick up, as
right.
well as how much it costs to play. That's going to fluctuate anyway based on the price. If the price 30x where it was at right now and they hadn't converted to this tournament model, do you really think they would keep
Right.
the reward system the same? I find it hard to believe that you could, like, if we were going through elite, winning on elite, like right now it's like you get like a little over $2 if you beat elite all the way through, right? But let's say that was 15, 30, 30 times higher than that, right? Let's say you got $200 per elite clear. I
Right.
They would have to very quickly alter that, which I think they're going to do that as well. So that is this spreadsheet. If you guys want to see this, would this spreadsheet be helpful at all, or does kind of just
Do you have any
visualizing,
questions too?
yeah, some questions, or does just visualizing something in essence that they could do? I hope that's helpful. Um, but if you guys want, we can kind of jump into number two, but let us know if that's helpful. And Bomb, I'll let you kind of talk a little bit more about the NFT sharing versus renting while we're waiting for questions
Right.
to the first one.
Yeah, so for NFT sharing, that's been something that they've been focusing on for a long time. Like, hey, how do we make it so that people can share their NFTs? That way people can be making more money. For example, if you own two NFTs, share it to somebody else and then you can make a cut of whatever they're making. But with this new system that's coming out, if you send an NFT to somebody, you're now creating a competitor for you, right? And then you don't know if you're going to get anything back from it.
And
So the
it's
whole idea, go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna say, and it's not dollars anymore; it's points
Right,
for an arbitrary amount that you don't know if that's determined yet because it could be based on the end of 24-hour amount of dashes, right?
right, right.
Anyway, sorry,
So
go ahead.
NFT sharing is kind of pointless now. It doesn't really make sense because at that point you're just going to want to sell the NFT to make some money because you don't know that, like, one, the player will even be able to get points, and then two, how does the reward system work to where you send those uh the prize, like what does the split look like, stuff like that. So Our thought is that get rid of NFT sharing completely because no one's really going to care about it anymore. And what we suggested is do NFT renting. And NFT renting is that Doge Dash has their own NFTs that can be rented out and you can use them in the leaderboard system to try them out. So, one, that adds either to the leaderboard prize pool, or two, that will add to their revenue stream coming back to them because then people are using their tokens to pay for these. Oh, I want to try out what a wing shoe is like. Okay, well, that's 100,000 tokens for 24 hours.
And you
People
could
pay for
even
that.
and
Go ahead.
to what we were discussing earlier on the Twitter space. This is why I kind of alluded to it then. You could even have new adopters have an ability to get that ability for a specific
Mm.
length of time. Like, oh, you have 48
Ooh,
hours to play
solid.
with the winged shoes, or you have 48 hours to play with the extra life, right? And
Solid.
then you get your new adoption. And Doge Dash Destroyer and I were discussing that a little bit as well. So kudos to you for opening up that discussion on the Twitter space. It's fun. It's fun when you're having a discussion with someone and you're like, oh my goodness, like it's amazing how many times you will have different people thinking about different things in different ways in different
Right.
places, you know?
Right.
And it's like when you get together and you have that brainstorming session, that's when things get really
But
exciting.
like, think about it this way. Hey, you own an NFT. We're coming out with this magnet necklace where, like, if you're near the coins, it brings them into you,
Whoa.
right? Or like something like that.
Wait, well, hold on.
Just
Let's dwell on that idea for a half second. That was pretty cool.
Dude, I've been talking about that since day one, dude.
I
I'm like,
like it.
yeah, isn't it great though? That's a great idea, dude. Like a
Yeah, or
magnet.
like he's dashing with a vacuum and it just
Yeah,
like it
dude,
just
100%. That's perfect. So NFT holders, if you own an NFT, you get the first week to try it out for free, right? And then that's another incentive for people to continue to buy NFTs. But then after that, people have to rent the NFTs from Doge Dash, which of course will drive the price up further. And then they're going to get more money put to the rewards wallet or however they see fit. So then it
yeah,
goes back into their pool.
I love it.
So yeah, just thoughts on that would be good to hear. J Dub said, "Who has a 30-year plan?" By the way, most businesses only have a 3 to 5 strategic plan and then reassess. I think the team need to focus on 5 year and then get that right. Daniel said, "Some game arena does this with NFT renting. The NFT owner rents out the NFT and collects the rental cost. The renter pays the rent cost but earns the rewards all to themselves. Win-win for buyer/renter." Right. But I see the problem with that is that it doesn't benefit Doge Dash. I mean, you could do it, but it doesn't benefit Doge Dash.
Right. And I think if we're talking price going up, increased revenue streams for Doge Dash as well as new adoption, I
Right.
mean, that's a great way to secure kind of all
I
of those
mean,
things.
yeah, my thought process is, dude, if new people need to be able to rent NFTs to keep Doge Dash going alive, keep it competitive, keep it making people play the game and NFT holders are happy, then so be it. Because I don't need NFT rental, and I really don't think that it needs to be implemented if this is going to be their new way of paying people out, if that makes sense. Um, I know there's a fee to rent it out, and I understand that. So, for example, let's say, hey, it costs you $200 for a month to play with a 5x NFT.
Wait, say that
One,
again?
like, let's just assume that we go with that. So it costs $200 to play with a 5x NFT for the month.
Okay.
One, why not have Doge Dash be making those $200 because
Yeah,
they can?
right.
Why not do that? Second, uh, I guess that means that the NFT holder sucks at the game,
Which
right?
you have those people.
Yeah, yeah, uh, yeah. I mean, whatever. I just don't think it's beneficial. I just don't think it's beneficial to Doge Dash now.
Right, which I would agree with you there. I don't think it
Right.
is. And I don't think it even intends or solves the problem that it was initially in existence, which is no longer going to be the case anymore. hang on, I'll get to
Right.
chat right after this. I just want to see this out.
Because the reason NFT sharing was even asked for and said was because people wanted to have other people play with their NFTs so they could be making money on the side. But now it comes down to, okay, shoot, now I need to make sure that they're winning the game. And if they don't win, then do I cash out? So then if I'm going to do a flat fee, what happens when they make a ton of money? I'm not going to get anything from that. And I mean, I understand that to a point, but I don't know.
Yeah,
That's just I don't think it makes sense to spend time and money creating NFT sharing, in my opinion. Just let people rent them out
I
and
think renting
they
is
make
spot
money.
on because again, why everyone even changed Paul's perspective on this, he said, right, was because
Right.
people wanted it to exist. They wanted NFT sharing. Well, the reason that they wanted it to exist is now gone. So now
Right.
people really don't care about it as much, I would say. And okay, wait, this is important. So J Dub saying, also just got to say, I'm upset that I can't use my NFT the way it was advertised when bought. So you guys are like
Mm,
the best students in the world. So this is like point number 3 that we had 3. Remember, it was the spreadsheet, it was the leaderboard or the NFT sharing versus renting, and it was the bridge suggestion for NFT holders. So that's number 3. You're like carrying us through the curriculum here of the class set. This is incredible. So we'll get to that in just a second. Um, let's see. There's a fee to rent out, is what Daniel's saying or suggesting. I think,
yeah.
yeah, a fee to rent out would be awesome. And need to point out, Paul said multiple times there's heaps of money for long term. Yeah, so we'll touch on that in just a second. NFT renting can benefit the owner, the renter, and Doge Dash though if they structure it right. I would completely agree. I think
Right.
that's what people want. They really want to play with the NFT if they're not going to be able to. Again, the purpose of why people wanted NFT sharing to begin with, play with an NFT or rent it. You know, let someone borrow it or use it and you take a
Right.
cut of whatever they make you. And now that doesn't exist anymore, right? You're splitting points instead of dollars. So that's the
Right.
change that I think.
I
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I can see that happening. Like I can see people saying, "Hey, here's a 5x $200 for the month. Go ahead and play with it. See if you can do it." And I think that'll happen. I think that'll be great. And then Doge Dash will take $50 of it, and then it's like 150 or something like that. So I'm not knocking that, and I don't see that as not happening. I just see it as, again, the leaderboard is going to be dominated, and it's going to become a pay to win game. So if you want to win, you want to win the leaderboard, you have to pay money to play. It's not going to be necessarily free to play and just pick up the game and start playing. You're going to have to pay money if you want to see yourself on the leaderboard because you're going to need an NFT.
Right.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So let's go into. I mean, let us know if you guys have any additional thoughts there. Next comments are Never Camping saying, "How would you guys like to see payout for 3D?" I'm guessing he. I mean, for me, excuse me, I'm fine with a similar structure to what they're trying to do here, as long as they do provide a benefit to the premium NFT holders as well as make it sustainable for Doge Dash. We all know that that's important when we're getting price talk going, right? We want to see the
Right.
price going. But I think sustainable is important, and under the current structure that they have here, you can make that synonymous with how you have it structured. Just any kind of point system, any kind of, hey, time threshold, you dash for X amount
Right.
of, you
10
know,
minutes.
10
And then
minutes
that's
in the
like the
run,
win.
and that's whatever.
Yeah.
So I think you can basically structure this out in any game that they would release after this. J Dub saying, just my 2 cents this morning. Yeah, and I want to tie back to what J Dub is saying. So this is something that this was our third talking point for a reason, and we wanted to make sure we were sharing this with the team as well when we did discuss this. Was that when people purchase their NFTs, they were, and I did say this, so I'll have to. I said, look, when people purchased it, they were under the impression, and again, I don't remember if it was a tweet by Paul or a Discord chat or what it was, but he basically broke down what you could make in terms of dollars, right? Playing Doge Dash, and he broke it out like you could, and basically the ending figure was like this with a 3x is $1.2 million a year. And
Right.
that was what people were like, awesome, sold. And that's what kind of artificially drove the NFT price a little bit higher. Now, here's where I mean, here's where the bridge solution exists for a reason, or the suggestion that we made is because we're like, look, for us and people like us, they're casual gamers. They're not people that have like 8 to, or let's be real, 24 hours to spend on a game. They have 2 to 3 hours, and they want to
Right.
just be able to make 2x or 3x whatever those 2 or 3 hours would merit. And then if they wanted to sell their NFT, they could sell it, and the value would increase. So what we proposed was a bridge solution, which basically says, hey, look, we realize things have changed, right? Things are not the same. We can say that they've adapted, but at the end of the day, look, we said it was dollars. We didn't say it was going to be points or Stanley
Right.
nickels or Schrute bucks. We said it was going to be, a dollar system that no longer exists. So here's what we want to do, and this is where I think they would be. I just kind of said, look, I think it would be in your best interest to maybe just say, hey, for a period of time, we will honor this for the 200 people that have these NFTs for a period of time. It's not going to drain the bank. And like Bomb and I were talking about, if they cut the tournament, or the leaderboard rewards in half, they would have more than enough. I mean, that was 25 million over just a
Right.
24-hour time period, right?
Right.
They would have plenty
Yep.
to be able to do that for at least a short period of time, whether it was like 3 months, 6 months, whatever. It's not going to keep that slow bleed or slow trickle turned on. It will be turned off, but it at least gives them the opportunity to cash in on some of the things that were said. That was kind of
Yep.
the messaging there. So let us know what your thoughts are about that. So let's see. Yeah,
I think it'd be
so
might be smart to pull up the spreadsheet after this one again for people that are coming in new to kind of see it and take a look at it too.
yeah, and
Because I see
so
we're
so
at 9 again.
so Daniel is, and again, guys, this is something that we have shared with them. That look, it's not just coming from us. It's come from not just like NFT holders or investors exclusively. It's come from players, NFT holders, and those that are invested heavily in the token. So like the
Yep.
trifecta of people that are adopting your vision and your product and your project. This is what kind of solves that issue, or what they would want to see. Personally, I'd love it based on this system and based on what Bomb and I showed. If they could have a portion of those rewards that they're cutting off the top always go externally to the NFT players, because for each game you could have your own setup like that, and it would be
Right.
self-sustaining for your NFT players, right? So I think
Right.
that would be super cool to see, but at the very least I think an effective compromise would be for a time frame, because I think if you don't do any of those things and it's just the points, you're probably not allowing people to cash in on that promissory note, so to speak. So that's just what I would
Yeah.
would say.
So let's take it back to 5,000 players dashing or purchasing dashes purchased in a 24 hour is 100, right? Times 5,000 players, cost per dash is 100 per token. This is how much we have to work with, this much. So my thought process is I'm just going to make some numbers here real quick. Let's say you have
Wait, you're going to create numbers?
watch and learn. Let's say you have 200 NFT players.
Yes.
200 NFT players here. Um, this isn't going to come into context because it's part of this other one. So you have 200 players with NFTs, and they're going to be making 2x, 3x, 5x. Oh no, but it's 4x. So it's going to be. Let me figure out the math here.
Okay, while you're figuring out the math, I just want to address the comments and
Yeah, go
kind
ahead.
of, okay, so this is something almost verbatim. I think it was J-Dub. So let me, once I finish up this level, because I don't want to just waste dashes and die. Um, So JDub is saying, thanks guys. Yes, Daniel, it's a tough pill to swallow. I think if they don't fix it, people will NFT dump, and then there will be NFT whales who buy up and always win. This will destroy the game, as same people will always be winning. Makes it
Facts.
viable only for full-on gamers, not people like us, which is probably their main market. So almost verbatim, this is what has been addressed with the main team, because these were some concerns that were lofted, and the same kind of thing where my thing was, look, as an investor looking into the project and seeing that NFT's price has kind of artificially gone to this spectrum based on promises, kind of. I don't want to upset anyone, but things that were said that aren't necessarily happening. They're updating or adapting to a different method. Well, that price isn't going to stay there because it's no longer this. So you can say, oh, it's going to be better, it's going to be different, and it's going to be kind of just as good in the future. But when you've batted 0 for 1, I don't expect you to go 1 for 2, right? And that's language that I think connotates, if you're doing an NFT integration and what you said you were going to do isn't happening, then why am I going to be optimistic about it happening better the next time it rolls around, if that makes sense? So
Dude, our strategy works, and I freaking love it.
okay, just hold on, just really quick. I want to
Wow.
see it, just a second.
Wow.
I know it's going to
I'm
look great,
happy.
but just a second. So what I would say is, to anyone that's contemplating this, give the team a chance to hear our recommendations and put them into effect. If you need to sell, go ahead and sell. But I would just say give them a shot,
Not
because
financial advice.
yeah, not financial advice. They are definitely receptive to hearing, and so I think we'll see what happens. But I mean, my thought then was, well, why don't you have everyone that, with the artificial price being here, you're going to have a bunch of these people are going to list their NFTs. They're going to sell them before the price goes down here. Then they're just going to turn around and inject that into the tokens, which is going to be the main focus and function of Doge Dash going forward. And they're going to get, like, I mean, you sell at 2x, that's what, 15 million tokens? No, 10 million. No,
Right.
15. It's about 15 million if it was sold at like 1 ETH. So it'd be about 15 million tokens. And it's like, it's not going to help the NFT price. So I hope they kind of, I hope they do what they could do that makes sense, which we're going to see from Bomb right now how much it makes sense. I'll just turn it back over to
So
you. I don't want to delve too much in on that one, because I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that
yeah.
they could use a bridge. If that was all they did, they could use a bridge, and it would be worthwhile enough to everyone that purchased based on those things. And I think it would be great. If they wanted to take it a step further, which is possible under the model that Palm could show here, they could
So yeah.
they could do this to where it would also make sense. NFT holders outside of leaderboard play, as well as, which was kind of what we introduced from the get-go, I think, like, what is that, almost a week ago now? And this is kind of just looking at how the numbers in a, separate format would boil out. So I haven't seen this because Bomb's thrown some stuff up on the sheet. So explain this to us,
So
Bomb.
so let's see. So you have a total you have less than this, but let's just assume it's 200 players that are playing with NFTs, right? And really you could get more mathematical on this, and
What? You stopped.
time out. Time out.
Okay,
Time out.
we'll
Time
we'll
out.
let
Time
him
out.
we'll let him think. I'll get to chat here.
That's not I don't think that's going to work.
Okay, well then, nice try. We
No. I need to do. I actually need to do like the numbers. Is the problem? Hold up.
Yeah, that's
Does
gonna
it? Does
take.
anyone? Does it? I'll look it up. Whatever. I'll do it myself.
I'll do it myself. All right. So, Fortune saying, you go, Dashers. Love this duel slash discussion. Digging deeper. J Dub saying, shot. Fortune, Howley, Doge Father. Loving the puns. Trainer saying, sounds like financial advice. Preface. I used to preface in my opinion, this is what I am doing. Well, here's the thing. I'm not doing that. And Daniel, Oh, so Daniel's saying I'm already holding a bag, top 200. I sold my crown for 2.3 ETH, and I have not chosen to purchase more tokens just yet. I'm bullish long term, but I'm holding off at the moment. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people are
Fair
in this kind
call.
of posturing position right now, right? Where they're like waiting to see. And that's actually like trainer, that's where I'm at, right? I feel like I could have done that, right? And maybe it would have been the call, and but there's a reason I'm explaining that to you guys and I'm also not doing it, right? So it's not what I'm doing, and in my opinion, I'm not doing that, and there's a reason for it, and it's because I believe in the team. I believe if they have enough of these NFT holders that are saying we don't think this is good, then Paul, the rest of the team has always shown like they hear people. Like they even changed the whole NFT sharing, right? When we wanted that because it was something that everyone was saying that they wanted. And everyone specifically that held the 2x, 3x, and 5x. So I think that they're receptive to hearing people, but I get that people are in this position of limbo, like where are things going to go? These NFTs could either, in my opinion, like be worth a lot or they could not be worth a lot, and I'm just waiting until I see what they are. I get people that hold that opinion and that perspective, so we'll see what happens. I hope they at least go for a bridge. If they don't go for a bridge, I hope that they go for the full all in. Hey, if you have a 2x, if you have a 3x, if you have a 5x, you're going to be able to earn outside of leaderboard play because you guys are kind of all in. If they don't go fully that way and they want to maintain full sustainability without dipping into the leaderboard rewards, I hope they would at least give a timetable and say, like, look, you guys can earn back your investment within 3 months, 6 months, and then you still have a 2x, a 3x, or a 5x, even if you're not gaming throughout the day. I hope they at least give that ability to make it, at least for a period of time, what they said it would be. So we'll see. Um, Fortune saying, have you had any feedback, interaction from the team about your ideas, suggestions from last stream? Yes, actually. Yeah, we've had quite, quite a few conversations. Um, what you wanted to say something there, Bomb? I saw a smirk on your
No,
face.
it's true. There's quite a few conversations. C11 is not in this formula though.
Oh, yeah. Put C11 in the formula if you could.
No.
Um,
Ah, it's just I'm trying to figure out how the formulas work for this
do
one.
you want me? Oh, you're putting the actual. Yeah, it's different than Excel. I had to find that out the hard way when you couldn't copy formulas like you can in Excel and just copy the formula
Right.
all throughout the doc, which was
No,
no
I'll
fun.
figure it out. It's literally this. The problem. So the problem is. So these are how many chains we have. This is how many crowns. This is how many ultras. Oh, you're playing a game right now.
Right.
Are you?
So it's
Yeah.
exactly under 200. It's like one under 200, right?
199.
It's
It's
199. Yeah,
199.
yeah. Mhm.
So my thought process is okay. So this, let's say we have 5,000 players. This is how many tokens they get. 10,000. Blah blah blah. If we could cut this in half, and let's say we had 25 million, how could we split this up between NFT holders here to where, let's say they're making 10,000. The problem is 10,000 is too high, but let's
Wait.
say,
Wait, what's too high?
let me just do this times
Well, okay, a couple of things there right off the
this.
bat. Most How did I die there? What? I jumped on the bird and the bird killed me. So, let's be real.
Okay,
Not
that's the,
everyone that holds an ultra rare, a 3x, and a 2x is A, playing on elite, is B, consistently winning, or is C, doesn't also hold other 2x's or 3x's and can't use all of them.
yeah, but you can't. The problem is you like can't assume that really, you know.
That's true. But I know
So
people that hold 5 or 6 2x's and ups, and they're not using them. They're holding them.
So here's the problem. Let's say we do this. Yeah, okay, so that's where it goes bad.
What are you
That
doing?
is the problem.
What are you
So my
doing?
thought process is here. You have 133 chains that play for 10,000. Yeah.
What are
You
you
have,
what are you saying?
I'm trying to just implement our strategy here and to see how much would be made. So for example, you'd have to cut the rewards down tremendously. For how we said like if NFT players can, I'm trying to figure out a way where NFT players can play outside of the tournament prize pool to where it still makes sense for them.
Well, simple. You can just reduce the rewards. They don't get the same coins made per dash. But again, as we're all hoping, as the price goes up, let's say the price goes up times 5 where it's at now, where it was hanging out for quite a spell of time, which is basically annexing is 0 and you have and just put a 1 there, right? And then
Yeah.
also say your coins per dash is 5,000. You're still making 2.5 times more than you're making right now if you were to play on Elite and win. So let's
No,
say
I know.
the
Say
coins
that
made
again.
per dash are 2,000.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 2,000, 3,000, and let's say 5,000.
Right.
So then we have to do, but the problem is then you have to multiply this by at least 100, and that's where you go off.
Yeah. So again, you can just put a
Right.
daily cap based on the amount of rewards bucket there is to dip into, and if you hit the end of that rewards bucket, that there is no earning until you have other people paying into it. That would be a way to do it, but I think.
Yeah, that's just hard.
But again, you're searching for a solution that is 100% self-sustainable with no slow trickle whatsoever. All I'm saying is I think would be helpful is if we had a bridge to get from here to there without people feeling
Right. No,
gypped.
I 100% agree there should be a bridge. I 100% think that they need to make sure that they take care of their NFT holders who forked out this amount of money and say, "Hey, here you guys go. Play and we're going to take another loss," because they should have fixed the loss already, to be honest. And I looking at this strategy, this is not a bad strategy at all. I think the problem is NFT points are going to come into play, and that's just going to ruin it. And you're never going to find new players, which means that your total players are going to go down tremendously, and
I
that means
think
your
maybe the
dashes are going to
rewards
go
would
down.
have to be less than 2x, 3x, and 5x, maybe 1.2, 1.3,
Right,
and 1.5 times to make it.
right,
It's still a slight advantage, but
right.
it's not. And this is how it was
It's
framed
not
to the
insane.
team. It's not playing golf with a plus 18 disadvantage. That's fun for nobody, right?
Right,
So,
and
and
I think the thing is how do you make it sustainable for uh NFT holders to where they can be winning outside, and I don't know that it's necessarily possible yet.
right, unless there was a cap that they could earn up to. And that cap was determined based on the amount that had been funneled in from the rewards per 24-hour period
Right.
from the previous day, you could even do. So then there was kind of a rush to earn the rewards. And if you didn't earn all of them in that given day, it would just get cycled into the next day. So I think there's plenty of ways that you could do it. I think that's
I
you're
mean,
seeking
it's
full.
it's it's so close though.
Right,
Like
and
it's
you're
so
seeking full
close.
sustainability, which even under that solution, you've still garnered sustainability for years,
Right.
right? So I think
So
even if you allowed that for the NFT holders for a period of 12 months, cool, right? And then after that, all these other games are out. Nobody really cares because whatever that is on their yearly roadmap is out, and I think people are gonna is
time. Wait, I
what
have it. I solved it.
you solved it. Cool. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna get chat really quick. J Dub saying, I think a lot of people lost trust due to the change, but the team has always been open and upfront, in my opinion. So next AMA is a make or break for a lot of holders. I think they've
That's it.
always been. What just happened? Oh, you
You
increase the
just
cost
increase,
per
just
per
just double it,
dash.
and you can split it in half. Boom.
Yeah, you can, but you can always reduce the rewards or increase the cost per dash. So
No,
you,
no, no.
we,
But look at this.
yeah, but that's with us reducing the cost coins made per dash or per win. That's at 2,000. So you can always, to make it more
Yeah,
sustainable, you can always increase the cost or decrease the reward,
but I'm
right?
saying this for the NFT holders,
That brings it
right?
here. Yeah. And you're saying for everyone, including the NFT holders, the cost per dash goes up.
Yeah, so it's 200, but then every our total max you can make is 1,000 per elite. So then with a 2x, it makes it 2,000, 3,000, 5,000.
Yeah. I mean,
So then the pricing, you do it this way, and then you just take 50% of that, and that pays for your NFT holders if they played 100 dashes every single day, which is odds are that that probably wouldn't happen even, but then you could just cap them at 100 and it would pay for it.
yeah,
I love that.
coolness. All right, I'm gonna get chat really quick. So I think according to what JDub is saying, I would agree. The team has always been super upfront, um, and I think that with this change, I think people are based on how they've been in the past. People are like, wait a second, like this seems like an abrupt change that I wasn't expecting based on what I've come to know about the team. So I think that's one of many reasons I would say that they've probably not implemented anything yet is they're trying to really run through a couple of different things, mainly, hey, how will this be received if we were to roll it out in this way? But they're also trying to do that with maintaining sustainability. And so I think, yeah, this next AMA, they're probably going to seek to clarify. They're probably going to let people know, hey, things are moving, but things are also in motion, right? We're not
Right.
locked into any one system. If it's not working, we'll change it. And that's something that they've done pretty well from saying, "Hey, there's a bug on this
Right.
level" and having it fixed an hour later. Like I've been blown away with how quickly they've changed things that haven't been working. So I do have that positivity or that optimism there for sure.
Right.
Fortune saying, sorry if you went over this already. I should have said uh, any positive paw, of course, positive feedback.
Obviously.
Um, and yeah, so we definitely did have, we're lofting up our ideas as much as possible, especially the ideas that we are like refining through discussions with you all about, hey, would this make sense? And like Bomb and I are doing like on almost every stream, we're constantly trying to like refine and revise and then shape things before sending them along. And whenever we present them, I'd like to think we do it in a pretty like, hey, we want to this project to succeed. Like kind of like we're
Right.
there's a meme like right like we're not mad bro we just like wanna or something like that like we just want to see what can be done like if this isn't working here's what our suggestions would be about something that could be better but I think as a
Right.
whole the team is going in the right direction they're trying to get something that's sustainable across the board for this game as well as other games as well as the overall ecosystem because for us we see that look if the game doesn't survive or the company doesn't survive it doesn't work for anyone so it's got to
Right.
be all those things it's just for some of these things that I feel like the big one is NFT holders that purchased based on that expectation that was laid out. I think if they can somehow do something that's why we suggested some suggestions that were short term sustainable, but maybe not long term. Or Bomb just highlighted one that could be long term sustainable, as well as mere bridges that, like, look, we realize this is only going to be for 6 months or whatever it's going to be for. But I think that for this period of time, it'd be super cool based on people we've talked to they feel like they were sold something that maybe is really changing from when they purchased it to when it arrived. It's like they got like 5 pictures of a diamond that they bought, and then it arrived and it was cubic zirconium or whatever that is, the fancy cut glass. And like they just, I think that would go a long way if that could be changed. But everything else like looks great in my opinion. I think making it sustainable is good. I think to some degree, new player adoption like we even gave
The,
solutions about like if you wanted to continue that going, you could have again NFT rentals or anything like that, or you could even have earnings caps for any new person coming in outside of tournament play. You could have different tournaments or leaderboards
the
for the
thing
different
is,
levels. There's a lot there that they could do. Go ahead, Bomb. Sorry.
yeah, I think the biggest thing is that people are like, "Oh, well, like this is gonna solve the bleed and everything. Like it's gonna be sustainable, and NFT holders are gonna be happy because then they're gonna be at the top of the leaderboard." But whose money are they going to be playing for then? Because nobody's going to want to play the game or continue to play the game. And it's going to be so dominated by NFT holders that the prize pool is going to be so incredibly low. They're going to have to start forking out rewards to pay for these people so that it drives people to continue to playing. But that's even worse because then they're going to realize they can't do it and it's just going to kill them in the long run. So I think even what I just put out and saying, hey, just raise the price to 200 tokens, which is still, again, like so little. And I think that's 2 cents, maybe 4 cents now. It would be 4 cents or whatever a play. Like the chances that you can have so many more adopters, which is then going to pay for the winners. And then as well, if you keep it to where NFT holders can win outside of the tournament, they really don't care about the tournament, which means you can take away
You mean
their
the leaderboard?
bonus
The
or the
leaderboard?
leaderboard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the leaderboard, which then means you can take away their bonus, which then makes more people want to play the game because they say, oh my gosh, I can make 2 grand in 24 hours if I take first place. I'm going to be grinding this game like crazy. And the initial investment is so small that people are going to want to do it. So that's really what I'm saying, that you can definitely do this, but you need to, that balance between new adopters and NFT holders is the biggest component I see right now. Doge Dash Trainer said the main thing is they're patching the bleed off from people selling off in the current model. At the moment, new players are already stagnant or slow to play and new invest. Yeah, no, that's the problem. I understand that, but you need to show them what they can make. For example, everybody that plays League of Legends, their biggest selling point is their top players. Everybody that's in the League of Legends tournament, CS:GO, Valorant, you name the game, the reason people buy skins and play the game, one, it's friends. Two, it's I want to be on the big stage. I want to be competitive and I want to be the one that everybody looks at. Oh, he took first place or she took first place. And I want to be at the very top, which means you will have people buying skins. You will have people investing money to be at the top. And if there's a prize pool every 24 hours with a couple grand, people are going to play for that 100%.
Right. And that's why I think you have to make. I think I forgot to not play through the lag there. I think they're doing well in terms of sustainability and overall project. And again, this is such a small piece of the overall puzzle. And so for
Right.
us NFT holders, I think we're just the kind of the last piece I would say of that puzzle that
Yeah.
while
100%.
nothing's going to be perfect, but I think that satisfying that and then showing, hey, like you guys invested from the get go. This is something that we can do to at least patch the bleeding or provide a bridge. Oh,
I
nice, you took a different
I
route than I take there.
I will say seeing that spreadsheet makes me feel much better about the leaderboard. I'm not going to lie. Seeing that is like, okay, it's understandable and it's sustainable to a point, but you need to have one, more players potentially, and two, you can't have it monopolized by NFT holders.
Right. Otherwise,
That's the two problem.
if it's monopolized by NFT holders, no one's going to participate in the prize pool.
Right.
That's the
That's
biggest
the
issue.
problem.
And again, we've
That's what that's why, like I'm saying, I think you should just have them. Oh, you should have you should do it this way to where they don't care about the rewards in the prize pool, right? They're not going to care about it at all if, hey, you could do double your points. Well, guess what? I'm making more than first place right now playing by myself, right? So I
and
don't I don't care.
and you're talking NFT price is going to skyrocket. Is that really more than? I don't know if that's more than first place though. Scroll to the right because it shows the total
Oh no, it's
token
not. Yeah,
earned.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
it's
is.
not.
Well, it is.
Well, the total
Oh
is
no, no, no.
yes.
That's total. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
So
the
then it'd have
total.
to be equals this divided by 133.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, so it's 200,000. So you're at
right,
right here.
right.
Ah,
No, that's good though. That's how it should be. You
ah.
shouldn't be able to earn more. You should be able to earn consistently and however you want to
No,
with
I get that,
your.
but ah.
Okay. G Wiz is saying
No,
surprised they didn't start with matchmaking. And again, matchmaking is basically a ranking based on how good you are in a game for those that might not know what matchmaking is and just think that it's who Bomb gets matched with on his speed date.
Whoa.
They never
Whoa.
reached that 10% win rate goal they set. No level variations, no level updates. Gameplay is stagnant and a lot of focus on other things. Barely any variations for elite. Yeah, they do have other variations for other levels. This is so we gave.
No,
I
this
don't.
isn't right.
Do you want to pull it? Do you want to pull it up? We gave basically 6 suggestions for if they were not winning enough, or sorry, if people were winning too much under this model or another model that we presented. 6 different. I think it was either 5 or 6 different ways that they could change things to make sure that it was more like that their ratios or what they needed to hit were more in alignment with what they need. One of those was variations, one was seasonal play, one was increased costs per dash. And that's like I was telling Bomb here, you can always increase the cost per dash or reduce the coins made per successful win if you're forking out too much. And under this setup here, you can always change those two to where you're at break even or better, in order to set up a sustainable model. So I would kind of agree with you, Gwiz. I think they're definitely focusing on other things. I think they are also focusing on this in like NFT integration, account system setup, KYC, like all of that is kind of they're doing a lot of things, right? And they're doing a lot of things well, I have to say, compared to other cryptos that I'm involved with. I will say they roll things out a lot
There you go.
faster than I definitely would expect. But I do think that they are seeing much more than just Doge Dash gaming, and they want to pull everyone along with that vision. But I think what people in the community have said is accurate. In order to pull along with the vision, you have to do well with what we have now, and what we have now is Doge Dash 2D. And so, even if it's a temporary means to get us 6 months from now, use that bridge, build that bridge, and then people are going to care a lot less about reducing it, removing it, tapering it off in 6 months when other things are in existence like Doge Dash 3D, like, you know, we're talking whole ecosystem type stuff. So, Bomb, what are you doing over here? What's
So I'm
happening?
really happy with what I have so far, but I'm going to change the numbers. Let's say they cut them in half one more time or something, right? Or they make them less. How much does it cost? So it's 25,000. So then if there were only 2,500 players, it would still work. So you could just cut that down. Sick, dude. They need to do this right now.
Okay,
I can
cool.
explain it real quick because we got new people here, so I'll explain the spreadsheet
Okay.
real fast to you guys. So here, forget everything down here real quick. We'll just color this yellow. So forget that. Forget the yellow stuff. So you have the
Dude, you
current
killed me
price.
because I was laughing. You just turned everything yellow. What?
So this is their new style of how they're going to do payouts. So this
Okay.
is the current price. We're assuming we have
Wait,
5,000
hold
players.
on. You can't say this is the current style for how they're going to do payouts. We don't know. There are a lot of assumptions here. This is basically what they could do in order to make sure it was sustainable, right?
According to the FAQ,
Right. This is a potential
this is
setup they could
what
do.
it's looking like.
There you go.
They will potentially do. Um uh Yeah, Daniel, you kind of have that. That's what we're kind of saying. So 5,000 players, if everybody purchased 100 dashes in 24 hours and it cost 200. So we raised the price up to 200 for this example. This is what it's going to look like. The total tokens are 100 million that would be made, and the dollar prize is 200 or 20 grand. So we broke it up here, and okay, first place gets 10%, 2 grand. Second place gets this much. Third place, all the way down to 20th, and then you can continuously break this down, and it makes it lower and lower and lower. But again, this would probably have to be split up even more to where you'd be making
Yeah, it'd probably have to
Even
be like
less. It'd
start
probably
at
be like a
6 or 7 and then taper off slowly. That's a little bit too
right,
fast. Um,
right.
but
It's too high at the beginning.
yeah, you get the point. I just
But yeah,
yeah, that's
so you get the point. So here's what I said because I think the biggest thing is NFT holders. A lot of people are NFT holders right now. And a lot of people want to make sure that their investment in NFTs makes sense and they're taken care of. So with my strategy, there's 199 NFT holders. Let's say for every coin you get, let's just put it back to where it was at the beginning, where it's 1,000 tokens, and then with a 2x, it's 2,000, 3,000 with a 3x, 5x with a 5,000 for a 5x. So since we've increased this price to 200, the total tokens then gets cut in half. So then you have 50 million right here that you can use with. Yes, it cuts this in half as well, but again, you're still being able to make like a grand. I think this is 6%. Yeah, 5%. First place would be making a grand in a day, which
and
again,
that's at the current
that's not
price.
bad.
And that's
That's
at
at
the
the
current
current price.
price, right? Of
Facts.
only we're very low right now.
So this is how much, and then you maxed out all NFT players to say, hey, you get to win 100 times a day. Which again, that is a hard thing to do. That's 10 hours. That's 10 hours a day playing with winning every 6 minutes. So that's 10 hours of gameplay, winning consistently
Oh,
for
I'd say
100
it's
dashes.
more like 11 or 12 hours. Have you ever won 10 times in an hour?
No, but what I'm saying is that yeah, that's what I'm saying is there's like no way you'd play 100 times. I'm just saying you could cap it at 100, so that you right for
For the day.
outside of the leaderboard.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. For the day. So then you have the max you could get is 26 million here, 12 million here, 12 million here, depending on these numbers, right?
Right.
So those are the max. So 50 million would cover all of that. And you could make 200,000 a day, 300,000, and 500,000.
Right.
So
Mhm.
you look at that over here. Sure. Right now, the price that's $40 for a 2x that you could make $60 and then $100 a day, but you're also partaking in the leaderboard, which then gives you a chance to win. So it's not a big payout and you don't feel gypped at all and you're happy with this. The
Right.
next thing I thought, okay, well, let's say there's only 2,500 players that are playing. Well, shoot, this system doesn't work. So then you have to change it down here to where this gets cut in half again. So then again, this is going to be where NFT holders are going to promote the crap out of this
Right.
because they want a bigger prize pool. People, and then if you don't have a bonus for NFT holders in the leaderboard, then you're going to have other people promoting it say, hey, I've got the skill to do it, I'm going to come in here and play, and you're going to have more people adding to the prize pool. But
Right.
I'm
But it
for
goes back to in order to get new adopters, which are going to finance the prize pool, I think you
right,
need something that rewards people that are new to the game, like a new player cap or something like that.
right.
Otherwise,
And
you're gonna
that's
lose
not
some
hard to
people.
do. I mean,
Or
if you think about it,
yeah, or if you oh, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I'm just saying this, it's not too difficult to explain that, hey, a new account gets you 20,000, 30,000 tokens, which is not a bad payout. And you could take that off the top of every tournament. And that way, again, that's 300 dashes. Like that's, well, it's 1,500 now, but right.
Yeah.
That's
Bear
too
in
easy.
mind that Doge Dash would have to make a percentage of this as well, which if it was like 5%,
But
then
why?
what do you mean why? That's a revenue stream.
Yeah. I mean, if they wanted to make tokens back, they could take a percentage of it. Yeah.
Yeah, just take like 5% or something like that. That I think the rental of NFTs is another huge revenue stream that is untapped right now by them. That needs to be
Right.
something that is plugged into because I think other people would be excited about that too. But yeah, I think they could do and they could really. I don't think your 2x, 3x, and 5x NFT holders are going to care, even if you said the cap was 100,000 a day for 2x holders. You're going to
Right.
have and
That's what I'm
base
saying. Yeah.
yeah, you can basically slash that in half, and I still think you're fine. I don't think that it's going to be
Right.
crazy,
I
and
think
still you can increase the prize pool. Then all the numbers that you had on the right hand side, you can increase those as well, and I think kind of everybody wins. And guess what? It's self sustainable. That's the
I think, yeah, but
craziest
you
thing.
guys bring up good points here, G Wiz. This one, it's too complicated to shill, but that's for NFT holders. But this other one's easy to shill. Say, hey, you get first place, you get a grand in 24 hours. So that's not hard to shill. I wouldn't have a problem doing that. Um, but your problem, like you're saying, player retention is going to be very low with this leaderboard. I 100% agree. That's why Finn's saying you need to have a reward system for when somebody signs up. That
or
there's a
or just
something like that.
three different leaderboards, and once they hit their cap for, you know, normal, then it
Right.
just says, congratulations, you're ready for hard. They're prompted, right, with a prompt. And it's a very low cap, right? But you're still getting that
Right.
feel of, hey, I'm making something and I'm earning something. The cap could even be 5,000 tokens, right? But on
Right.
normal, that's, based on what the
Right.
reward systems can be, that can be, several wins on normal, and then after they've won a couple times on normal, then it lets them know they're ready for hard. They can still participate in the normal leaderboard, but
Right.
they can move to hard, and it moves them throughout the system, which is so important for new players. Because if there's that, think about it, if you have a new player that's adopting a game, you have the new player, they're learning the game, they beat the demo version, then they go to normal, then they beat the normal version, they go to hard, then they beat the hard version, they go to elite, then they're on elite, then they can win, now they can win, now they need an NFT to show up on the leaderboard. It's too much to
Right.
ask before they start hitting a reward for a P2E game, I think.
Right.
And the solutions that we proposed allow for a graduation, if you will, between different stages there, which hopefully should be helpful, as well as be as much sustainable as we could see with a new player adopting.
Right.
Even if they took a portion
I
of this play and they gave that to new players, I don't think any of
yeah.
us are really going to complain, because we need those players to be incentivized to stay in order for the prize pool to go where it needs to go.
Right.
So
And I think when you're saying that I don't think capping dashes makes sense, it makes sense for NFT holders, because if you cap NFT holders, say, hey, this is a prize pool we're getting, we can't pay you guys more. If you go and promote it more, then sure, we'll pay you guys.
then it's going to
But
up the
capping
cap. Yeah, it's going to up the cap,
right,
right?
right. Then it'll take off the cap. So it produces more shilling and more people to say NFT holders to promote it as much as they can, and say the same thing to players playing the leaderboard. Say, hey guys, we only had so many players playing this month or this day. If you guys promote it more, that just means we can give you more money, right? So it's going to be a great way to continue to do that. But with the strategy of saying, hey, NFT holders are going to 5x the points that they make and 3x the points they make, it's going to the player number is going to go down tremendously, which means the dashes purchase goes down tremendously, which means that the prize pool goes down tremendously and you're not playing for anything. So
Yeah.
it'll just be NFT holders, and that's going to ruin it. So I think with this, it makes every player, one, promote it, two, continue playing in it, um,
And adopting it as well.
and adopting it.
Yeah.
It is hard to do only 100 winners, but then that's where the tournaments come into play, because it keeps people active. And if you're taking something like, hey, you're playing for 1,000,000 tokens this next hour, that's $200, and they could easily skim that off the top if they have people playing, right? So they say, hey, 1,000,000 tokens going for the next 3 hours. Everybody's hopping on to play that, which means you're going to be spending dashes like crazy, and they can just take it off the top from all the tokens. So yeah, I think the tournament play is going to add to that hype, which is going to be great.
No, and trainer, to address what you're saying there, uh, we're not saying that, oh, we have, in order to survive, we have to tell people to shill it and they have to shill it or we'll die. It's, no, your rewards are going to be good, but if you want them to be great, just like we all want the price to go up, what's the best way to have the price go up? It's for other
Right.
people to invest in it, it's other people to hear about it. And I think it's the same way with the rewards. The rewards are good, but if you have more people adopting it, more people playing it, they get better. And so
Right.
it doesn't have to be awesome rewards every single day, but I think if it's self-sustainable, it can be self-sustainable under this model, I would imagine, and your rewards they can continue to get better rather than stay stagnant or get worse if you have people that are adopting it. That's all that's
Right.
being said there.
Yeah. So I actually do think that this model will
Oh,
work, to be
well,
honest.
happened there.
If you guys have any questions about this, I'd love to talk about them. Gwiz said, I've always defended newcomers coming into Discord who ask, can I make money off this game and show them how I earned? Now, I can't be as confident to say how much you can potentially win. But that's the thing. You could you
If
could say that with our strategy of saying, hey, if you buy an NFT, you can make one no matter what. But two, without an NFT, you still have an even playing field to make money. And three, start out the game, you can make an easy 5,000 tokens just by playing the game, right?
so an earnings cap on new users, which doesn't have to be high at all, but
Right.
it can still make it so that because I agree with you, and that was one of my comments is it's a I likened it, and Baum got the reference, which was great. It was to Iron Man, right? If you guys have seen Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie, it's right after Tony Stark tells them they're not going to produce weapons anymore, and then it cuts to what is his name, Jim Cramer, the guy who does the Mad Money, and he says like Stark Industries, the weapons manufacturer that doesn't make weapons, and then he like hits the what's the
The
what's
mug or
the
whatever.
and so anyway, what my thought was is like, yeah, I feel kind of that's how I felt like the P to E game where you can no longer earn if you start out and you adopt it. But I agree
Right.
with the sentiment there that if you have something they can make from the get-go, it doesn't have to be high, but you can still tell new people, hey, you can earn, even if they can earn 15, $20 before they move to the next level, then they can earn another 15, $20, then they go to the next level, and then after that it's tournament play, at least giving them something to adopt, pick it up, get hooked, right? Get
Right.
addicted to it and addicted to beating the levels, rather than saying, hey, you're not going to get a reward for 4 or 5 months of working hard at this, but after that, then you could maybe earn something. I think that's where that disconnect is going to happen. So
Right. And I think the biggest thing is like I I think the biggest hindrance right now to shilling this tournament play is the ease of entry and ease of playing it is because you're no offense, you're gonna need an NFT the way they have it set up to be on the leaderboard. I'm sorry, but that's just
yeah,
what it's gonna be. And it's gonna if you see somebody who doesn't have an NFT and he grinded for 4 hours and you say, oh, heck, I could take first place if I just play for 2 hours with my 5X. It's
no,
going to be
you could
completely
you
dominated
could
and
play for you could play for
monopolized.
play for an hour and do it with
Right,
that.
right.
Yeah,
And so that's where I find it hard to shill because you can't say, "Hey, this is what's going to happen." So that's why we're saying
but
this needs to
that's
change.
that's such an important distinction that you just said though, right there, is
Right.
people assume, oh no, this is a good thing, because then people are going to be like, oh, you need to buy an NFT to be on the leaderboard, so everyone's going to want an NFT. But what you're not recognizing is the people that realize, oh, I need an NFT to be on the leaderboard, I don't have an NFT, I can't buy an NFT right now, I'm not going to play the game anymore because it doesn't make sense. There's so many
Right.
people in that category, and for every person that's in that category, which is going to be everyone apart from the 200, from what I would see, right? Or maybe there's a hundred or two in there that feel that they can give it a really good go, but I think you're just going to run into those difficulties where you're going to have player drop off, and that's what none of us
Right.
want to see that are even planning on being on the leaderboard. We want to see
You,
that
right.
leaderboard be successful. So
You're going to need players as the bottom line because I mean, I'll just put in the math right now. Let's say our player base drops to 500 because people feel they can't win it. Great. Now you're playing for $2,000 and you can make a total of $200 a day. So you need to have new players, which means you need to have a way to promote to new players, which means you have to be able to shill in order for people to start playing, right? And and that is not even saying they're breaking it up into different brackets even, right? So that's another thing that we need to look at.
right,
Um,
it would basically be divided by three, or you could have a lower pool for normal and hard, and the
right.
higher earnings for um
I get that. And I think just the biggest thing is with what we to be honest with what we think has been late. Like I don't know how else they're thinking about to make the game self-sustainable, you need to play with people's purchase dashes.
Right.
That's just the bottom line of it. So that's how we're making these numbers, is for it to be self-sustainable, you need to go with what people are paying with, and that's the
Otherwise, it's
only way.
Doge Dash paying,
Right.
and
Right.
that's not self-sustainable. It can be a slow trickle, but it's eventually going to run out, at a moment in time. So again, none of this is approved by Doge Dash team, core team, or anyone, right? This is just
Right.
us based on FAQs, what's been said, putting together a spreadsheet based on what we would see as being a potential sustainable solution, and then showing what the rewards could look like, and then taking it a step further and saying how could it also be sustainable and really reward those NFT holders as well. um,
Right.
so
I
hope.
mean, dude, $40 a day for playing 10 hours a day. Again, it doesn't make sense for an NFT player to do that for that reason. But it's just such a nice bonus that they would have, I think, is the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
Hmm.
So, and I mean, you got to have your player base. That's the biggest problem, because that's the only way it can be self-sustainable, is if you have players playing the game. And so you don't want to create a monopoly or a big enough advantage from NFT holders to where nobody feels like they can win. That's the biggest problem. So you need to figure out how you can complement NFT holders, but then making it okay for new people to join.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And again, it's
So,
like playing a game of golf and your opponent has a plus 18 disadvantage against you. It's like at the end of the day, that's fun for nobody. And because it's not fun for the person that has plus 18, they're not going to want to
right,
play. And if they don't want to play, then you don't get the rewards from them participating. So
right.
it's got to be
Eh,
sustainable in that way. Otherwise, it's probably going to, you know, go downhill pretty quickly after a couple of weeks if something's
right,
not tweaked or adjusted there.
right.
What were you saying?
100%. I was gonna say, in terms of like, I know Doge Dash Trainer was saying, hey, like in poker tournaments, this is what it is, or this is what happens. Not everyone wins. A lot of people lose. I mean, that's exactly what we're saying with 2,500 players.
Oh
That's
yeah.
1,000, no, 2,000 plus players that aren't winning. 2,000, just over 2,100. So the odds of 2,000 players continuing to play is very low. So that's why we're saying you're going to have to reward them and figure out ways of doing that, which means tournaments coming up, pop up tournaments throughout the day, which means that they have a chance to win those, which means that they're going to buy dashes. So you're going to need to have those small random things that pop up. Otherwise, they're not going to play. So that's kind of what we're saying. You need to have, for poker tournaments, you need to have people that lose. But if you don't have people that lose, you can't have a tournament with just 8 people playing, and those are the winners. The prize goes
Otherwise, your
down
prize pool
tremendously.
goes down quite a bit.
Right.
So
Right.
I hope, as like, it's a good, I like the direction that they're going as a company. They're moving to a sustainable model where their token investors are definitely prioritized in terms of getting the price up,
Right.
right? That's important and that's needed, and that's something that we can definitely get on board with and applaud. And there
Right.
are obviously going to be hiccups as well along the way in trying to figure that out. I think a lot of patchwork can be done, specifically like we talked about with NFT holders, as well as new players, and getting that, what happened there, getting that new player adoption can definitely
Right.
work out. um, so we'll see what ends up happening there. We've again shared our thoughts on the leaderboard structure, and again, cause for a lot of optimism there. NFT sharing versus renting, we've shared. We kind of don't see the need for NFT sharing, really. We feel like from a
Oh,
company standpoint, it would be advantageous for them to do renting, because short of like using wings or winged boots or whatever, roller skates, I don't know that that's going to be, very advantageous. But the company can also make a good amount of revenue from having renting in place, and it could potentially bring in new adopters as well. And then lastly, the
right.
bridge suggestion for NFT holders doesn't have to be super long term. It could be long term sustainable, and that would be great. But I think, at least based on the messaging, at least for an interim time period where they can make their earnings outside of leaderboard play, and you can finance it like Baum was showing on the spreadsheet. You can finance it in a way outside of the leaderboard earnings or from the company, forking out an amount of money that, right now they want to be focusing on other projects that they can continue to bring us. So let
Right.
us know if what your thoughts are on that. I'll get to chat really quickly. Gwez saying this game needs constant level updates. So one of our propositions was a seasonal update. So every season it would be an update, or you could even do it monthly. But monthly updates or seasonal updates with many variations, and that can get everyone excited about the new season. And then once you go into the season, your NFT is locked in whatever wallet that it was in. So you would not have sharing outside of their sharing method. And you would have, like, it'd be kind of exciting. You'd have kind of your preseason or transfer window period where you can all sell NFTs. So people would really want to purchase these NFTs because they'd be worthwhile in the upcoming season. You could even have mid-season transfer windows or whatever, but it would be kind of interesting comparing that with the sports world and coming up with something that would be kind of fun for people to do
Right.
there. Let's see. So we have J-Dub saying, yep, seasonal updates would be lit. Christmas, Easter, Valentine's, think Angry Birds. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Fortune saying, paw those likes, Dashers. Oh, thank you for that. G-Wiz, not sure if any of you watch Mythic Quest, but just add Battle Royale mode to this and call it a day. Paul mentioned seasonal updates. Haven't seen it yet. It took a bit to remove Santa Claus from level 7 and 8. True that. And the music, but once they remove the music, I gotta say, I like the update that they put in there. Definitely like the new music on those levels.
Right.
J-Dub saying music partnership would be huge. Trainer saying, how non-devs push software devs constantly in many directions, so they're spread thin. Um, they are. I know that they have quite a few people on the dev side, and they are working on just a lot of different initiatives. So I know when it comes to the game, it's, excuse me, what a lot of the devs have likely been working on have been this whole account system, KYC, NFT integration, and what that's going to mean, leaderboard, tournament play. And guess what? That's just for this game, right?
Right.
Like, let's be real. They're rolling out so much, and it's like in such a short amount of time. It is a lot, and they're still doing a good job of being transparent in front of the community and all that stuff with everything that they have going on. It's crazy, really.
Right.
J-Dub saying, I have an idea. This one is out there, but what about paying in dashes to hit a save point? One per 10 levels, say 40% of coins gained can give to rewards wallet to save. Is this for, are you thinking for the 3D or Zombie Dash? Let us know. G-Wiz saying you think devs slowed due to the transition from Narsun Studios. Bomb, I'll let you take that one.
No, I think they're mostly I think they're just people are happy with what they have right now. And uh people are happy with what they have right now, so if they change it before they do anything, they're going to make a lot of people frustrated. If we were to have a map change before NFT integration, I think that'd piss a lot of people off. If we were to have a map change
That would upset
uh,
a lot of people. That would
before
upset
they
a lot
went
of
to
people.
leaderboard system, I think that would upset a lot of people. Thank you. Sorry about that. Yes. So I think they have maps ready 100%. I think they do. I think they have a new variations of the new maps. I think they have it all set up. They're just working on making it self-sustainable. I think that's their biggest problem right now. So, um, but yeah, I don't think they're spread thin in the idea of, hey, can we make this work? I think they're stepping on thin ice right now in any direction they go. They want to make sure it's thought out and well processed before they just implement new maps, implement new variations, or change the leaderboard system. I think
Right.
they're already on thin ice with the community, I feel like, so they got to nail this next AMA and nail the next stuff so that it reinforces confidence in holders, players, and NFT holders.
I
So
think, and I think they're trying to make sure the messaging is clear, and I think it was kind of funny on the last AMA. Oh my goodness, I wasn't focusing on that. On the last AMA, they were kind of like, "Oh, and the leaderboard's coming out. You're not going to be able to earn any more outside of the leaderboard, but it's going to be leaderboard and it's going to be great." And then it was like,
see ya,
"Bye," and everyone was kind of like, huh? So then
did that
after
just
the
happen?
AMA, everyone was asking other community members and mods questions, and it was like, what was just announced? Like, what was just said? So I do think that when they do state the rules of the game, so to speak, they're wanting to make sure the messaging is clear, is consistent, and that's a good thing because then that's going to eliminate a lot of the guesswork that people have going on right now. So I think that that's a definitely a good thing to make sure, hey, one dev isn't saying one thing and then another saying chiming in and saying something else, or mods saying
Right,
different things. I think that's definitely important to make sure that messaging is clear. So I think, like Bomb said, they're making sure that they get the messaging spot on because they know when they announce it that, again, regardless of the direction that they go, they know, hey, someone's going to be upset about this. I mean, it's going to upset somebody, right? You can't switch to a
right,
sustainable model and not upset somebody. And so now they're
right,
just making sure, hey, what is the best case scenario? And that's where we're reaching in and giving our perspective and just saying, hey, we think this would be good before you put that into stone, at least for the time being, because they've been very good at revising things based on feedback. But at least for the time being, we think that this would be something that you guys might want to hear from the community in a respectful way. This is what we would recommend doing.
right.
So,
Because yeah, I just the way I see it, it's just rough the way they're planning on going, in my opinion, from what again, from what we can understand or hear from the most recent AMA. So that's why I just I just think, like Jiwa says, yes, very thin ice. I think many people were mad about the use of healthy in the rewards wallet. Bleed is not considered healthy. Exactly. That's why every time I was streaming before this, I said I don't know how they're gonna make this work. If 5x, 3x, and 2x, it just doesn't make sense. And they kept saying, "Ah, no, we're good. The rewards wallet's huge. Like we're totally fine." And then somebody must have been like, "Hey, have you looked at the numbers recently? Like, we're losing a ton of coins. Like, what's going on?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, we got to change our model around." So I think the change of the model is going to be super important, and making sure everybody is taken care of or thought of is important.
right. And I mean, here's the thing, there's no, from my understanding and from everything I've seen, there is 0% malice in anything that lag killed me. There's 0% lag in everything that they're doing. They're 100% wanting to make everybody happy, holders, NFT holders, like holders of the token, players, everybody. But I think it was kind of a wake up call for them when they had what was it, the crypto game economist come in and
Yeah,
take a look at it and say, kind of like Bomb said, I know you guys want to do this for everyone, but has anyone looked at the numbers? You guys are going down fast. And
right,
it's like, shoot, we need to change things to make sure we're not going down fast, because all these people that we want to please, we ain't going to please any of them if we go down. And so now they're trying to just figure out, how can we please as many people as we want to please in line with our mission of where we want to go as a larger company, and then make sure we're doing that and we're doing it well. And then
right.
our
I mean,
messaging is
odds are they
consistent.
just say, "Hey, forget about the game. This is the leaderboard we're doing. You either like it or you don't. See you guys later. We're moving on to the next project." It's totally something they could do, and there's nothing I can argue against that. Um, I just want to see it benefit everybody. And that's why I think Finn and I got together and we're like, okay, let's brainstorm this and figure out a solution for them, because it's a solution for us finding a solution for them. So
Ooh,
that's
that
that's
was
where
kind
I
of
stand.
well put. It's a solution for us as holders if we find the solution for them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
and I think that's really where we want kind of your guys' feedback as well, because and that's why we've been having these discussions since that happened, and literally since that discussion last week we've been having discussions with all of you, because we want to see what do you guys as holders, as people that have been involved in the process from the beginning, NFT holders, token holders, players, what is it you want to see the most, and then how can we make that happen while also securing a sustainable model for the company? Because I think right
Right.
now they were sticker shock with, so to speak, with the game economist, and they're like, time out. We just got to get to safety here.
Right.
Full
Right.
sustainability, go, right? Because otherwise,
Yep.
all these projects that we want to do, everything that we want to prioritize, we won't be able
Is
to
out the
even
window.
get there if the
Right.
sustainability doesn't kick in stat. So I think
Right.
that's the perspective that they're taking. And I think they're just switching immediately, like, hey, what is the first sustainable model? And let's do it. And that's where feedback, I think, is important, because they can only trial it so much if they're rolling it out in a short amount of time without feedback from kind of, I would call it the field, right?
Right.
Without feedback from the field, it's like, that's why it's so important for us to say, hey, this is our feedback on something that is sustainable for you guys based on the numbers that we're seeing. We know we don't have the whole picture, but based on what we're seeing, we think this could be something that would work. What are your thoughts?
Right. Right.
So,
Right. And going on, trainer, I know you keep saying like, oh, they should have fixed the game. They should have done all this stuff. Like I said, no offense to them, I don't think they care because one, the game is playable. I know you might say, hey, there's a level 2 lag, but in their mind, they say, what the heck? We have more deaths, which mean we get more money from it. So it's definitely there's a workaround. So just tell people there's a workaround. I mean, again, the
wait, say
game's
that.
playable. It's
Say that again. There's more deaths, so it's helping our win ratio. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like they don't need to fix the game. They're bleeding like crazy. So what do they say? Hey, don't put your time and effort to this. Put it to something else right now
Right.
because
Hey,
we're going to change this no matter what.
that's
So
fair.
I think when they've skimmed, yeah, 100% they've skimmed. I bet you they know they've skimmed. They did skimmed. I know they did it on purpose, I bet. That's what I kept saying. They know about the level 2 lag. They're not going to fix it because so many people die from it. I they're making money from it, so they don't care. Like
I don't know if that's correct. I mean, there are
Dude,
plenty.
I
Dude,
bet you they fix
they
it.
fixed the fish. Remember the
That's true.
fish? They
That is a
fixed
good
the
point.
fish. The fish accounted for,
That's a
I would
fair
say,
point.
more deaths, if not just as many, is that glitch on, or that
But
lag on
yeah,
level
I
two.
would say they've moved on to other things maybe more seriously right now. Because I guess new player adoption might not be so high. So,
And again,
um,
like, that's what we as investors want to see. We don't want them to stagnate on a single game and just continue to fix
right.
bugs in that one game, and that's all they're doing. We want our values worth, and that's what they're focusing on. So I think
Yes.
that's important and the reason to be bullish. Are you addressing chat?
Yeah, no, I 100% see how that came off, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Like they fixed so many bugs, and I'm grateful for that, and I really do. I just think when people are saying, "Oh, like they totally skimmed over all this stuff," it's like, well, like I mean, I feel like we can cut them some slack and not be like, "Hey, why didn't they fix this?" You know? Um,
Yeah, yes. J Dub saying interesting take, bomb. A
yeah,
bit
yeah, I know.
cynical. Yeah,
I
no
shouldn't
kidding.
have
That
said
was
it like that. Yeah,
horrible. I know.
I get it. I shouldn't have said it like that. I'm
Well,
just saying,
yeah, and that's why I think, like, the fish, they fixed the fish. Like, why would you
yeah,
have, if that was true? Why would you have fixed the fish? Because the fish
that's fair.
killed
That's fair.
everybody. I don't know. It
Um,
seems like it's just a, that's kind of a tough one to fix, because they've known about that from like the get go. I think it's just, I don't know. It seems like there's something there that has made that a difficult one to fix. I don't. I'm not a
yeah.
I'm not a
Well,
programmer or
again,
anything, but
I do say that I was one of the main people that found out the big error on level 9 with Pardon, and we had that fixed within 24 hours. I remember. So, uh, yeah, I don't think they're necessarily doing it on purpose, and I don't think they've skimmed to the level that people have been saying they've skimmed. I do think they've been doing a great job, and I will continue to support them. And I know that sounded harsh the last time, but I will continue to say, hey, I mean, they're doing a great job, and they will. So I won't necessarily say that they've been skimming things. But yeah, I'm stoked for let me read J-Dubs first. Need dedicated devs for each piece. We have so much money, but need to put lots more into our dev teams, although I'm blind to behind the scenes as we all are. Exactly. We're so blind to it that we don't know if this is like they could be working on so many other things to where this is just not on their priority list at all. My main point is being spread thin for development power. I mean, like, dude, they put out they've been doing a ton of stuff, to be honest. I
It's
mean,
so true though.
to say they're spread thin is so hard because it's like, dude, they put out a game within 6 months of being alive as a company and it's
Oh,
working.
a lot
It
less
was like
time
three
than that.
months. It
Yeah.
was like 3 months. They had a demo on an app store. They had a play to earn game on the computer already, and then they're already giving you tutorial or things about Dash versus zombies. Like they are working so hard and so fast to get all this stuff out to hold them to this high standard of saying, hey, we want 2 games out already. We want a third one in this next few months. Like, come on, let's already have it already. So I think to say that they're spread thin on the development power, maybe they are, but they've been doing so much work that it's not
Bomb,
like fair to say like that.
Bomb
So
trying to backtrack from his previous statement and get
that's
some extra
100% what it
credit
is, dude.
somewhere.
Hey, can we clip that other part out? Not say that part, but then insert this part into it. Okay. That's what I would say.
So good. Oh my
But yeah,
goodness.
I mean, yeah, whatever. You know what, Finn? Whatever. I am gonna go back to our spreadsheet. This is the solution to everything. For those of you that are curious of what this is,
Oh my
this is the
goodness.
solution,
Hey
and we figured
Brandon,
it
what's
out.
up? Driving and dueling. Hey,
What's
welcome.
up?
This is I would
This is
say
the
call that
solution.
rather than the solution, call that the suggestion. That's the suggestion right there that we would like to have a
This.
further conversations about to see if that would be sustainable under their
Do
setup.
people? My question would be: would you guys be okay with one playing 200 tokens per dash, and two?
With the rewards being
Does the reward system look good and does it make sense to everybody that it would work out this way? Would that work for one NFT holders as well as non NFT multipliers holders? That would be my question. Because I as an NFT holder see that would be perfectly fine and I'm all for it. But
I
I don't
think
know if there's something else that people see that are going to be like, nah, let's not do that.
yeah, I think all three, right? How about that one or the NFT sharing? Like, do you guys care about NFT sharing anymore? Because like I
Yeah,
feel
that's a
like
good one.
I don't care about NFT sharing if you can't like make money outside of the leaderboard. It's kind of like what's the point?
Right.
And then the tertiary point there is the bridge for NFT holders. Would that make sense if it was a temporary, like a 6 month thing? Would you feel like a little bit less like, oh, I bought something and I thought it would be this, but it wasn't that? Even if it was just a period time frame where you could earn and you were the only club, if you will, that could earn
Right.
outside the leaderboard or tournament play, do you feel like that would be something that would make you feel like okay, like yeah, it's not forever until the end of time, but I think that, with other games, other things coming out that are additional rewards, it would still see that NFT price go up. And potentially under our suggestion here, it could be something that lasts longer than just 6 months. But I think at the very least, it would be nice to see that bridge that actually like cashes in, I guess, like we said before, on that promissory note that has been circulating on Discord, if you will, where it's like this is how much you can earn as soon as NFT integration comes out, and that's what kind of artificially drove up the price of these NFTs and is kind of going to see that probably slightly downtrend a little bit
I mean,
if
the
something
crazy
like that doesn't go ahead.
Yeah, no, like gee whiz spitting facts over here, my guy.
What do you say?
Like it should have been 100, 200, 300 cost of dash for normal hard elite already. To
Boom.
be honest, they could leave the maps exactly how they are, change it to 100, 200, 300, and do the leaderboard implementation with this NFT suggestion, and I would be happy, and I think everyone else would be happy because your rewards would go through the roof. One, for the top 100 players, you could even branch that out into the top 200 players, and I think you'd be happy, and you'd have a lot more people wanting to play. So
100%. Isn't it kind of crazy that if you increased your token price to 300, your ratio is what, cutting threes there,
yeah,
right? Your win ratio, your rewards to payout, or your rewards to buy-in ratio, right? So if they're having like, hey,
right,
30 people are winning, well, if you did that, in theory, wouldn't it at least lessen that quite a bit? I don't know. That could be wrong. I would actually have to look at that on the spreadsheet. In theory, it sounds good in my head. It sounds
right.
really good. And I think
We
anyone
got a
that,
comment. Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say, anyone I think would be fine with that, like you were saying, that setup.
Right. I think the hard part would be when a new map comes out, maybe to put it on sale or something, right? Because no one's going to be winning necessarily. So I think that would be a good idea is to like say, hey, maps are on sale for the preseason, test out the new maps, you know?
Yeah.
Um, we could be wrong. NFT could skyrocket as elite players want to hold them all and monopolize the market. Well, all 2x, 3x, and 5x, all NFTs may tank until utility for the games, etc. That's what we're saying is that if they don't change the way it is right now, then NFTs are going to be one monopolized by players, or two, eh, how you're just not going to have new players play the game. Like it's all going to be NFT holders are going to you're going to have to own an NFT if you want to be on the leaderboard, which makes it the leaderboard prize pool tank tremendously because then you're not going to have new players and more people playing.
Yeah. And
So,
I think it would likely be good for a time, right?
yeah, that could be
Until,
true.
oh my goodness, until people got discouraged. And then I think
Right.
that's where you would see they're like, I'm never going to win these rewards. I either don't have the time in the day to dedicate 24 hours, which they should probably change that to 8-hour shifts based on time zone. Um,
Mhm.
but hey, there's not time in the day. I don't have a multiplier. I only have 5 or 6 hours that I could give this, and that wouldn't be enough to compete with
Right.
everyone else that's, in a
And
different
and
boat.
I think the problem is then you lose players, which means you lose to the prize pool, and that's the biggest problem. You got to have the prize pool continuously like growing. Like if you don't, then you're going to be forking out money anyways, and there's going to be a slow bleed again. That's just what I see is if you add NFT integration to the leaderboard, you're going to have to do a slow bleed yourself on supporting the funds and backing it when you don't get enough. And I feel like that's going to happen more frequently than not.
Yeah. I think even just our recommendation was 1.2, 1.3, and 1.5 times whatever's earned. So it gives you an
Yep.
advantage, right?
Right.
But it's not, you're starting a goal ahead in a 90-minute game, not 5 goals ahead.
Right.
Right? It's like you're
Exactly.
you're giving them a chance, and like, if they're good, they will catch you, they'll beat you. But if you're given too much of an advantage, it doesn't make that really fun for anyone
And
that's trying to
the
get
other
some of the
team
top
isn't
spots.
showing up,
The other team's not. Oh, way
and
to
then you're just playing soccer by yourself. Good luck feeling a victory after that.
yeah, truth.
The way I see it.
So anyway, we hope that was somewhat. We appreciate everyone participating in the discussion. I hope it was somewhat helpful to have that kind of back and forth, and just see it kind of being adjusted in live time as we're trying to think through different things. That's what we're having, these active conversations. I think it's so important to just keep the dialogue going. Don't just get frustrated and just say, "Oh, no, this is no good. I'm out." Like this, that's why I think it's so important to have these conversations and keep that dialogue open, because if anything's going to be able to happen, they need to hear about it first and foremost, and it can't just be one voice. It has to be from members of the community that all feel the same way.
Yep.
And I think we've seen that happen before in the past. We've seen where Paul and members of the team have just said, "Hey, I said absolutely not on this. I don't want to do this," but then I realized everyone wants it. So let's figure it out. And so then we plugged NFT sharing, for example, into the roadmap. So the team has kind of earned that respect for me to where I want to make sure that I'm being open and transparent with them about kind of what my interpretation is of what people want to see. So
Right.
thanks again for chatting, guys. I think we can maybe after both of our runs here, we could call it a stream. I know we've been on for over 2 hours already,
Yep.
which
I
doesn't feel
forgot I
like
had
that.
something.
What's that?
I had something at 3 o'clock my time, and I forgot about it, and I felt
Oh,
terrible. I didn't see the time, and I was like, "Oh shoot."
I'm sorry. Well,
So, if it would be helpful, we can kind of circulate this around if people want to see the spreadsheet. But, uh, yeah, I mean, seeing these numbers made me feel more comfortable. It's just the players. This is going to be the player number is going to be the most important thing, and that is going to be the driving force for everything. Which means you need to have more players, and you're going to need to have a leaderboard that people feel they can win on, as well as you're going to have to take care of your NFT holders. But I think this is the key number. If you can get this high enough, you can pretty much do whatever you want with this leaderboard system.
right. And then it's going to get
So,
really fun for everyone
yeah.
as the price continues to climb. Like
Right,
you're
because this
looking
this
at those,
locks it. Oh, jeez, this is good.
right.
This
And
is
you're
good. This
looking,
is good.
right. And you're just looking at those rewards. Bomb's so excited. He's like, I want to win again so that I get those
I do.
tokens.
J
But
Dub just got his first elite win. Yes, I love to see it.
congrats.
Love to hear it.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. That was J Dub, you said?
Yeah,
Congratulations, J Dub. That's super exciting. I
I
remember
I
that
mean seeing these.
remember that?
Go ahead.
Oh, just remember winning on
Oh,
Elite for the first time. I was looking at a clip the other day. Someone sent me a clip of that YouTube. They saw the YouTube video of me winning on Medium, which for some reason that's the most watched video on my
oh
YouTube
wow.
channel. Is the one where I won on Medium levels 1 through 10. But it was the clip about where like I won for the first time, and it was Medium, or now it's hard, but it was winning on hard for the first time, and like my reaction there, dude,
Yeah.
it's such a good feeling when you win on a level for the first time. So congrats,
Oh
J
yeah.
Dub. Everyone give J Dub a quick shout out.
Five
That's
five
exciting.
hundred is fantastic. By the way, that is a fantastic amount. Like
Did you say
seriously.
fantastic?
No, only taking 500 dashes is amazing. Way to go.
Yes, that is.
I am like so happy about this spreadsheet right now. Like I'm not even kidding. I'm like this all makes sense.
Yeah, and
I
sustainability, right? You got to be
yeah,
sustainable. So that's the
it's
important
fully
thing.
sustainable and you could even take some off the top if not everybody plays 100 times and you'd never know,
Right, or
right?
just adjust the cost per dash. You could even just
Right.
adjust the cost per dash for your NFT holders, but that's more specific. But you can just adjust the cost per dash or the rewards and do it in accordance with what you need in order to
Right.
make sure you're still making money or at the very least breaking even. So
Right.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful it all works out now.
Ah,
So,
get up, dash.
I'm going to finish this run and then I think we should be good to go.
Yeah, that sounds good. Well, if you're on 4, will that give me time to start another game after I. No! Oh my goodness! On the ladder! Bomb. On the
No, you died
ladder
on the
on level
ladder. I'm watching.
10.
No, that
Yeah.
wasn't the ladder. You weren't there yet.
No, no, I was.
No, you were on the robots.
No, no, no. It was after the.
Yeah, you were.
What?
I just watched you. I just watched you die. You died
No.
on the fire robot jump.
No, no, no. You're
Yeah, you
wrong.
did.
No, you're thinking of
I'm.
the wrong place.
I'm.
It was the.
Nope. I watched it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I thought I was on the ladder. That was the last hard place on level 10 that I died on.
Before the ladder. Yep.
Yeah, that's the last hard place. If you just hit the fire and I
Yep.
just,
It'll
I
get you when
sh-
you're not thinking.
yeah, I spazzed. I spazzed there.
Yeah, so I'm more excited when you look at the numbers, which I think they maybe could have sent out or something, or they probably will come this AMA, like what it looks like you could be making. Because it makes it sound worse when you think about it, but now I'm like, okay, this actually could make sense, and I see myself playing slash promoting it. Um, and so I don't. It's not as bad as I thought it was getting on the stream today. I will say that.
That's good. That's what we
Yeah.
want. We want you to be excited. JDub saying, "See ya, fellas." Finn, if it makes you feel better, on Fireball and 9 got me about 100 times. Your curse from the other day rubbed off on me. Yeah, Swamp Sniper, I think, took me out on that one.
Right.
See ya, guys. Fortune saying, "Hey, anyway, you guys could share your spreadsheet on Twitter or something." Well, here's the thing, and this is what I want to make sure. Like, we can share it on our stream and let people know, hey, this is just an assumption. This is just what we're thinking, and kind of talk through that. What I don't want to do is post it on Twitter and have anyone that sees it be like, "This is what it is." This is like
That's
this is
true.
what
I
the
get that.
spreadsheet's going to be until they say exactly what it's going to be, and then we can provide clarification and say, nope, this is how the numbers based on the system they're actually rolling out. This is just how you adjust it and tweak it based on what we had, and we can actually build the actual model for you guys, so you guys can take a closer look at that. But Daniel's saying, thanks as always. See you guys. And I think once Bomb is finished with this one, we could probably call it a stream. I think that's kind of everything we wanted to cover here. So thanks everyone that has contributed to the chat, and thank you for.
Mm-hmm.
I know people always have been like letting people know and sharing it on Twitter when we do go live and retweeting it. So thanks everyone for continuing to do that. Really, really appreciate the community members from Doge Dash. Um, Fortune saying, "I got you." Makes sense about the spreadsheet and how we'll be doing
Yeah.
that a little bit later on. Yeah, I just want to make sure we're
You don't want to be spreading misinformation. I will say that.
yes, we don't want to do that, as well as we don't want to shill something until we understand what that thing is. So it
Right.
works both ways, so we want to make sure we can do that. Fortune saying, I just didn't get a good look. I can watch the stream again. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we walked through it at the beginning of the stream and even adjusted it kind of as needed based on our conversations and just new kind of ideas for
Maybe
sustainability outside of that.
maybe it
So,
would be good to go over it like one more time so that people can just go to the very end of the stream and be like, okay, this is what it means.
okay. Yeah,
Maybe
Mike
I'll
saying
just do that.
thank you, chaps. Thank you, Mike, for hopping
Thanks,
on.
Mike.
Yeah, why don't we can just show the image and walk through. Um,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to roll here pretty soon. So,
Yeah, same.
all right, let's go ahead and pull up the spreadsheet. So go ahead, run us through it really quick. You got a speed drill here, Bomb.
Here we go. This
60
is the current
seconds.
price. This is the current price. This is how many players we're assuming we have. This can change, of course. Let's put it at 5,000 for this example. It's saying that there's dashes purchased is 100 total, but the cost per dash is 200 for this. The total tokens amounts to 100 million tokens, and we're then able to split that up to dollars in prize pool, and then in the leaderboard, we'll have a certain percentage to where first place gets 10%. This is a little high, but we can change it. First place, second place, etc. So that's what people are playing for. But we want to make sure that we are taking care of NFT holders. So what we'll most likely do is take 50% of this. So for a number's sake, we're going to do 2,500. So then we're playing with 50 million. So if you're an NFT holder, there's 133 chains, 41 crowns, 25 ultras. So let's say you're making coins per dash is 2,000. You multiply 2,000 by 133 times you cap them off at 100 dashes per day. The total is 26 million that can be made. Per player, it's 200,000. So then this is how much per player can make a day while holding the NFT, but then also competing in the leaderboard. That way, it's making the NFT holders feel good about owning an NFT, putting them in a private club and making them feel good about it pretty much. Down here is we're saying, hey, let's say that we lost a ton of players and we're only playing with so many people. This was just breaking it down into, all right, let's cut this in half to where we're down to here, if we didn't raise the price of the dashes. So that's a very quick explanation of
Yeah,
what
that
we
was
did,
impressive.
but
Well done.
that's
Way to run
that's
us through
that.
it there.
So
All All right, well, Bomb, any other words of wisdom before you take a sip of water, because you ran through that one pretty quickly. But
Words of wisdom.
yeah, what do you have for
I
us?
think I think the biggest word of wisdom is don't get upset about this. I think we need to stay strong and be hopeful because so
Boom.
far the team hasn't let us down, and we just need to believe they're going to do the right thing for Doge Dash and themselves as a unit.
I love it. Brilliant. Yep. Keep the positivity. Yeah. Keep the positivity. Keep the optimism. Continue to have that dialogue. Just keep this channel of communication open. They've done a good job. They're doing great things. They have more stuff in the pipeline. Let's keep our heads up and at the same time continue that dialogue with where we see that changes could be made to better the community experience from the perspective of players, token holders, as well as NFT holders. Because I think those are the three things that this game specifically is trying to cater to, as well as the greater Doge Dash ecosystem. So thanks
Yep.
again. Really appreciate you guys jumping in. Mike saying thank you, chaps. Gee whiz saying see you guys later. Fortune, thanks for breaking it down again. Thank you, Stud, so much. And Stud, male dog with no pups. J Dub saying, yeah, boys, love chatting this. So really excited that we were able to hop on with you guys. Take care. Let us know if you have any comments or questions. If you weren't able to put them in the chat, feel free to just comment below the video, and we'll make sure
Mm-hmm.
we're responding to that. But I appreciate all of you, and we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
See you guys later. Have a good one.